Yeah, that link should go. Does that link work? Better fucking. Can't believe no shut. It's like, why take it down? It was longer than 3 minutes for sure. My internet's better not be fucked. Yeah, what's good?
What
Dude,
up?
so I just went live and my internet better not be fucked again.
Yeah, it was kind of fucked earlier.
Yeah, did it? Yeah, yo, was it glitchy? Cause all right, yeah. Hold on. All right, I need to switch between top. Dude, fucking YouTube is so fucking gay, dude. It's like everything fucks up. Like I have to switch between top chat and live chat. All right, what's up? You have no name, dude. This dude, he's like a British supremacist. Naomi, how did you not know what Idaho looks like? I'm timing people out, dude. We have a fuck no name. We have
Never looked at my channel. That's all good. Good to see you, Nato.
well, dude. Naomi's like she's busy dealing with like inner turmoil over not. Basically, she moved from Wales to Australia for the second time. Australia wasn't what she wanted it to be, and she's headed back to Wales. That's how it goes. Yeah.
I'm about to go to Sydney at the end of June.
The way?
Sydney.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I have friends in Brisbane. I need dude, I need to go. I'm going to the UK next year.
Yeah, I heard that. That sounds sick. I want to go to Thailand next year.
Dude, I might go. Dude, dude, Frankie wanted me to go down there. Dude, I was looking at flights. Like, I was so close. But Frankie's gonna be here actually, and like, dude, I guess we're gonna go to Tijuana. Like, I mean, I've been to Tijuana mad times. It's like,
That's sick though. With Frankie, that's what's up, man.
yeah, dude. I'm making him actually get into some shit because he fucking light packed it last time.
Right.
All right. Well, I mean, who knows what happened when the fucking live stream wasn't going. But but so am I gonna meet Guru? I know Guru, dude. Am I gonna meet up with Guru in fucking England? I don't know, man. So all right, Gio, can you get Brian to tell Idaho it's okay? So Brian left hours ago, bro. But it is okay, bro. Like
I just feel like if you're like, because I'm Mexican, and lots of like cholo dudes will say it, and it's like, dude.
and yeah, dude. So I grew up in New York, dude. There's only Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. There's like 3 Mexicans out here. It's all Mexicans and black and Mexican people in California. They fucking don't get along, bro.
Yeah.
Like
it's like the opposite of the South with whites and blacks.
I mean, it's kind of well, it's not just the South, is it, dude? I grew up in an Italian neighborhood, bro. Like black kids, they caught some fish. The weird, it's a weird thing about black people is like they seem to be unwelcome in a lot of parts of this country. So
right. Yeah, when I went down south, like there was bars that like you couldn't go into if you were black or vice versa. It's kind of weird. But I was Mexican, so that was cool.
Dude, you're full Mexican?
No, I'm half breed.
Yeah, you look, dude. I was gonna say you look Greek, bro.
Yeah, some people like when my beard's like grown out, people say I look like I'm fucking Pakistani.
I don't like Pakistani. But nah, you look like it's alright, dude. You don't have to tell people you're Mexican when it's important. But so all right, so let's get into this. So
Right.
so you fucking okay, so how did you meet? So yeah, I actually don't know this. How did you meet Hank in the first place?
So I wanted to start a YouTube channel just talking about MMA, and
Really?
I was going live with my homie Big Red, this dude Dylan, and
Do you have a channel?
yeah, but he doesn't. He was just trolling like all the Rigos fans for a minute.
Oh,
Really
right,
funny.
okay.
It was really funny. And
Yeah, okay.
so he just went live for a little bit, like a couple months, and then I was on a live stream making picks with Hank, and I was like, "Dude, I've been wanting to start an MMA channel. Like, you want to like?"
Oh, so he brought you on his channel?
No, no, I started it. Like, it was all my idea. I started it. I was
Really?
like,
Oh, wow. It
"Yeah,
was your idea. Okay.
oh yeah, yeah,"
Wow.
and I was like, "Oh, dude, like, like you seem like um
Yeah.
you like
I'm
making
sorry. I didn't mean it.
picks." I'm like, "Oh, you seem
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
like making picks. Like, seems like this could work. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a minute. So
Mhm.
what's up? Like, you want to help me do this?" And he was like all down. And then things deteriorated very quickly.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so because I remember, dude, like, I mean, dude, I made like my channel kind of like I was, I mean, dude, I'm like a professional gambler and shit, and I fucking, I never like paid attention to like MMA YouTube, and then in 2023, my friend showed me some video MMA guru made, and so I like started going in chat, and I kept getting timed out by like by this one fucking mod for like just for correcting people on like stupid ass gambling shit that they were gonna lose money on. And and so I started donating, and like people don't know that like if you fucking like if you have longer shit to say than a certain amount of characters, costs more, and they're
Right.
capped at 500, right? So like yeah, it's like it's like I came up like not fucking with money at all to say the least, but like I've made a decent amount of money. So it's like if I have to, it's like all right, I learned I could override being timed out a lot of the time
Right.
by just donating. So
That's
like that if you ever see like I mean not it doesn't happen so much anymore. But like oh your guru's paving and shit. Like no, I would just argue with him, right? And like like fucking and then I started being like, "All right, bro, we got this many disagreements to do prediction videos for the upcoming card," and I would like kill them on fucking picks a lot of the time. And so
yeah.
he started like telling me to make a channel, and I put it off forever, and then finally did, and I think the UFC 307, I think it was like the early October last year. And I got mad hate watching, but like I'm also friends with Mickey Mays, who's like a gambler, so he pushed like some traffic to me and shit. But
That's what's up.
but yeah, like, and then like you fall in with who you fall in with all that shit. But dude, I remember Hank like interviewed me on what I thought was his show at the time, and he had like he was like it was like he was doing a fucking like a panel show. Or it wasn't even a panel, it was just like he had like he's like, "Hey Giuliano, you wanna come?" Like and he had cue cards and shit, right? Or like notes that he would read off of.
Yeah.
And, like, I was like, and on that stream, I could probably find it's probably not up, I don't know. But because it was a different channel. It was like it wasn't the split decision one. It was like,
No, so that channel was I changed the name of the channel. So it's probably on that channel.
oh, nice.
Yeah. I
It's
changed the
like
name
that.
to Split Decision Combat Sports because it just made more sense.
Yeah, it's a better name for sure. Yeah, so it sounds like you had like all the ideas and all the foresight and like were basically the sole
Well,
creative mind.
I mean that would be dishonest. I
Sure.
just wanted to make a YouTube channel talking about MMA, and then Hank is the one that decided to like take it in a way other cringy direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, at the root of Hank is like, I mean, see, this is the thing, right? Like, in all seriousness, right? So I mean, I think, I stay the fuck out of Discord. Like, I think Discord is sickening and like Sodom and Gomorrah like and shit.
Yeah.
Not for any reason other than like, it's just like, I mean, people are in it and shit. Like, a lot of people, and and like anything happening in Discord is like I'm gonna get screenshotted or whatever. Like people, but
Yeah.
also like, so in accordance with that, right? I started like getting all of these. It's like Hank just getting bullied the
I
fuck
know
for and no just shot.
that's why I joined No Chill's Discord. I never was on Discord before all this
Yeah, yeah.
shit, and it's just been so fucking funny.
Like I'm on. It's like I'm in his and a few other people like just because like occasionally she'll be like, "Yo, you gotta come in Discord for this," and I'll be like, "All right, fuck," like if it's like a stream or whatever. But like so yeah, dude. Okay. So the first time and like Hank is immediately like just fucking it's like, all right, this dude, you know. Then like, and I was I was on that stream with him, and he fucking like people were in chat and they were just like busting balls, right?
Yeah.
What's up, Queen? Yeah, and like, and it's like, dude, it's like not, it's either you kind of have it or you don't. The ability to like, have people like take shots at you and shit, and like,
Yeah.
it's like, and he would like ignore, like I noticed he was like ignoring shit, and it might have been Chad King actually, that was
Or
that was
email
fucking.
Mailson.
No, yeah, yeah, no, I know, yeah, Mail's word, but like, no, like, he would get abused in Discord. I'm talking about. So he asked me if I wanted to come on like his channel, and like, he had a like what got me at first was the fact that he had notes that he was reading off of, like, because it was just like, I'm like, dude, like this, we're on a fucking like panel stream, like, you
Right.
know,
You're
I
bringing
mean,
notes to a fucking panel
yeah,
stream?
we're going over. I think it was we were going over like upcoming or cars that happen, whatever the fuck, right? It's like normal shit, right? For an MMA stream, and like, and he had this whole like, there was one he was like reading off. It was like, dude, like you're not it, dude. Guru's it, like addressing some channel. I'm just like, bro, like you're. I'm like, maybe, dude, maybe just don't fucking have, the goddamn notes and shit. And he's like, oh, like, no, like, and like, he was really like humble, almost like, I don't know. Like, I think he thought that I would like stand up for him against people.
Right.
That became pretty clear. And like, and it's like, bro, like, I'm not. I mean, dude, like I gave him like some advice, right? Like, don't like mainly don't take shit personally and don't crash out.
So before
Yeah.
you did that though, there was a time like 4 months into our channel, he would always like like I smoked him on picks and he would get like
Yeah.
super pissed when his picks would be wrong. So I'd be like, dude, like, it's don't be mad, dude. Like, it was a good fight. That's all that matters at the end of the day. He's like, no, I'm just really competitive. And like he would start cussing me out. So we had an intervention stream over all the
Yeah. No.
same shit.
Yeah. There was.
And this is
I
like
remember.
this is a
Wasn't I
long
on
time
that?
ago.
Or okay. Yeah. Because I was on the one intervention stream with notes, and then he did the fucking the other one that like he was all, dude.
Hmm.
That, yeah. But yo. So all right. So bro, yeah, dude. So what I don't understand is Hank, like, I guess he went to college, right?
Yeah.
He got his like fucking, I guess, history degree, right? And then,
I heard it was for theater.
really,
Yeah. And you can kind of
wow,
tell.
that's gay as hell, bro. Not, it's like,
Sure. No, no,
but I
you
mean,
can say
I
it's
mean,
gay.
but he's a little stiff to be like, wow, wow, dude, theater, huh? But wait, hold on, was it theater studies?
I have no idea.
That would be That's interesting. I need to. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of recon and figure that shit out. Probably was. All right. So Hank is a theater studies major. Interesting. And then basically, wait, hold on. Nelson said we were literally telling each other we'd grape each other and I've only seen Hank doing impressions with Vinny. Yeah, Naomi, that's in the narrative of things that's coming. Don't worry. So yeah. So all right. So Hank doesn't now. Hank is what? He's 24, right?
Somewhere around there.
Right, and you're
I
how old are you?
just turned I just turned 27.
Yeah,
Actually, it's
today.
just an hour past my birthday. So
Happy birthday! Fuck, dude. I should
thanks,
put that
man.
in the fucking title. Yeah, I remember you said. Sorry, I remember you said your birthday
Yeah,
was.
no worries.
But anyway, yeah, dude. So I thought that yeah, I thought that Hank was like, like just like, I mean, I thought he was just like kind of fucked because like he kept on, he kept on crashing out at shit, and he tried to then on the fucking the stream that like, and then he starts like interviewing me like half-assed kind of like, and and then like and kind of clumsily reading another note or like
I know. I know.
I'm like because
By the way,
and what it was.
thank you everybody saying happy belated birthday. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, give here I'll pin Anna's because fucking wait, hold on. I pin messages. Yeah. All right. So fucking he yeah he what I realized really like right away is like it was Chad King and then other people started like going at him, and like I'm like and then one random ass person just came in and like and like I fucked with them back, and like and he's like and he was just like shook. And I'm like, bro, like it's probably in that stream, and I'm like, I'm just like, dude, like, what do you do? Just tell this dude to suck you off and fucking get back to the shit. Like,
Okay,
not that hard.
I explained to him there's like a phrase for it, like the content creator loop. Like once your audience wins, you're fucked. Like once
Oh
you let
yeah,
your
yeah,
audience take over like your channel or like have control over you and piss you off and they know they can get under your skin, like you're absolutely fucking screwed. And I try to explain, I'm like, Look what happened to Brendan Schaub." I'm like, he's just a meme.
Frankie.
I'm
Sorry.
like, you don't want to
Hey,
turn into that.
Frankie. Frankie.
What up?
Frankie.
What up,
What's going on,
Frankie?
Frankie? Yeah, dude. I mean, that's kind of like clown show, a bit. Like, his audience, like, I mean, it's like they just his show boils down to him getting rage baited by his fucking audience.
Right.
I mean, the thing with Hank though is that like, I caught that like my take on him was that he was like, because he would ask people for advice. He would ask me for advice a little bit, right? And I'd be like, I'd give it to him, and he'd be like, "Yeah, thanks, man." And like, it's like the thing with me, it's like if somebody gives me advice, right, solicited or not, right, like I'll usually be like, maybe, if I'm not gonna take their advice, I'm not gonna take their advice, right?
Right.
Like Hank would just be, like sort of pseudo gracious and then just like do shit his way, which doesn't fucking bother me because I don't get bothered by shit. Music, it really pissed Musical off, right? Because Musical, like, he's like, oh, I spent so much time, like whatever. Regardless, right? Like, he just there's an unlikability to Hank because of like how personally he would take shit. It's just not relatable and shit, right? So like, you know, I'm like, all right, this kid's from the suburbs. He probably got mad if he got only like 19 out of 20 things on his Christmas list type of shit, right? And, and then, I started getting DM'd like these screenshots from No Chill's Discord, right?
Oh
You know,
no.
where, oh yeah, dude, I've seen everything, bro.
Fuck.
And yeah, bro, it's fucking, it's fantastic. Like, because the thing is, like, it's like why that's telling because it's like you at first glance it's like, oh, this poor bastard is just getting like fucked with, right? But then it's
Yeah.
like, wait, why don't you leave, right? And then it's like you think about it for a second and you're like, all right, wait a second. Some narcissism here, isn't there? Because it's like he in his mind, if he just like stays there, he's gonna bring everybody around to his like side of the table. You know
And
what I'm
dude, you
saying?
know what? That's one thing I'll give him credit for is like the guy never backs down from fucking even if he's just like way in the hole, he's still there arguing his points. Like, dude, just
Yeah.
stop. Stop.
Well, I
Put while
mean,
you're ahead.
yeah, yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like, I mean, you started that sentence saying you give him credit for it, but yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, so, it's not, I mean, the thing that I got from Hank was that he was not very open-minded and like he wasn't really listening to like he's not somebody who listens to feedback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
That's
which is
true.
angering. It's just like, bro, it's like, all right, bro, like keep it up, like like keep fucking crashing out,
So that's
keep
what I
letting
said.
me.
I tried to turn the channel into that. I'm like, okay, you just be your crazy ass self and I'll just fuck with you for it. And then you just fucking say shit to me and we'll just do the show that way. And he couldn't handle it, you know? But
Yeah,
to be
dude.
fair, he was getting the short end of the stick in that situation. So
Well, yeah, I mean, I get but you're saying that you tried to sort of like,
market it.
like Right.
That's why I'm like, dude,
By
like split decision combat sports. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, yeah, I get that.
two
By like
different,
kind of
completely
playing
different
it.
people.
Yeah. By so like I mean, I don't want to say like playing characters, but like kind of playing up certain aspects
Yeah.
of like yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like people do that, and like, but the thing is like so like behind the scenes though, right? Like you and Hank talk like so like you guys are setting up this like new channel, right? Um, I heard you got it, obviously, you bought some of his you got his microphone, you know, and just on that actually, I so like was it him that is like, oh, we need all this equipment or like, no, you were
No,
just like,
no.
all right, let's get everything.
Well, I bought a mic
And
because the homie Isha from the City Life Project was like, dude, you need a mic.
oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, like word. I didn't even think about it. And I was like, well, shit, if I have a mic now, Hank sounds like shit. So I'm like, well, do you think you can buy one? He's like, no. And I'm like, all right, dude, I got you.
So he just said no, like he like no, like he can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't working. So
Yeah, but like he does live with his parents. Like make him dinner now.
yeah, I mean, look, I
Like
gotta like honestly, dude, like I'm not here to like shit on the guy, but
no, I'm not either. I'm just curious
I'm
because
sure
it's
if
like
he would have asked his parents, they probably would have done it. But I was like, fuck it, like we need mics, so I'll just buy you one.
do you so one thing that I don't think has been really talked about is like, what like are Hank's parents supportive of his pursuit of MMA YouTube? Like are
I don't
they,
know. I don't know. I think like sometimes you'd be like, oh, like they're pressuring me to get a job and they think I'm spending too much time online. And then like when we got our
mm,
first super chat, right after being monetized, he was like, I want to tell my parents I'm making money off this. I'm like, dog,
mm.
we made fucking $5.
Yeah, word.
Like,
Dude, I
what are you
mean,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah, of course. And like, I mean, would you say Hank had like delusions of grandeur? Like did he ever talk about like, all right, like this time next year we'll be, you know, trending up like
Well, I was very upfront with him, like because he called me saying we needed to start doing fight companions, and like I was like, dude, all I want to do is picks. Like I don't give a shit about streaming all the time.
sure, sure.
And so he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna start doing fight companions, and I'm like, all right, dope, but like I don't want you to be like later, like, oh, I did all this work and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And then that's
So
what
yeah,
ended up happening.
you already saw that in his personality a bit that like where was there like a
Anytime you're
little
in a
bit of
business
like
partnership with somebody, you got to protect yourself in that way,
a hundred,
and
yeah, 100%,
so
100%. I
you know,
mean, wait, so you were saying that to him like,
way
like
before, way
like
before.
so like so you foresaw that like maybe down the line he might are you talking about like, the split on money or just like, dude just like stop you didn't want him, acting like it was like Hank's show or some shit. Like was it about like, was it about like who was actually running the show or was it about like, if we do start to make real money, I don't want you, trying to do like a 70-30 split,
No. I mean,
favoring.
the agreement was if we're both on stream together, it's 50-50. If he's on stream, he gets all the money. If I'm on stream, I get all the money. And then like memberships 50-50. So everything was cool with that, but I just already knew if he was going to be streaming constantly, then he was going to be like, I put on all the work for the channel. And you
Oh
know what I'm
god.
saying? So I already
Yeah,
knew that was going to
yeah.
happen. And he said, he's like, no, yeah, for sure. And then he ended up throwing that in my face, which is fine. Like, I really don't care. But yeah, I did kind of foresee that happening, just kind of on a protecting myself basis, which I guess didn't really
Right.
work anyway.
Well, I mean, I feel like of the two of you, I think you came out of it looking better. But
Well, yeah, I mean, and like at the end of the day, like I was like, dude, because all this shit, he's getting bullied all the time in Discord. He keeps feeding into it. He's crashing out on me constantly. I was like,
Yeah,
dude, I
yeah.
don't want to do this anymore. You know, I'm just done. I'm gonna fucking do my own channel. And then he goes and makes a whole expose video on me. Now, of course, that was all No Chill's idea, but he went
Yeah, no,
along with
no,
it.
dude, yeah, I was, yeah, I had a little bit of silent, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
But and then so you do a channel with a guy for a year. He decides he doesn't want to stream with you anymore, and then you do that shit. Like, you know,
A year. Okay, wait. So whatever happened to the so he made a video on you, like he like put together, edited, spent time, put time into making
no.
a
So
hit.
No Chill wrote the whole video, and he
Oh,
edited the
yeah,
video, and he edited
that
the
video.
video.
Yeah, I remember this. Remember this.
It's fucking
So
awesome.
when was that? That was around when?
That was just like 3 weeks ago.
Wait, oh that okay. That and yeah. So yeah, and then yeah, because I remember Nojo talking like the Piotr Jan shit was that was pretty good. Um, but sorry, I mean
No, you're
just yeah,
chill. You're chill. No,
my
no,
cut.
like no,
No, dude, I'm laughing because because like the thing about like Hank that really is it's like it's like I'm trying to put my finger on what exactly to call, what makes him so just like
unhinged.
no, well, I mean that adds to it, but I'm saying that it's just like, it's like, Nocho and I have, similar instincts when it comes to it. It's just like, yeah, it's like we just want to see. It's like if we were on a boat like off of Australia, since we brought Australia up, Great Barrier Reef. There's a lot of fucking sharks, right?
All right.
Like you, Hank. It's just like you just want to push him off the boat into like the shark infested, like and see him get like, and it's like it's nothing personal. You know what I mean?
Listen.
It's
I'd be at work, and he'd call me, so I'd ignore his call, and then I'd just like, call me again, so I'd answer it and be like, "Hey, I'm working." And he's like, "All right, what time are we streaming tonight?" And I'm like, "I have no idea, and I don't care because I'm working." You know, and like we'd
right.
always stream at the same time anyway, but he'd call me. I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then like, so he'd call me at work, and I'd be like, "I'm working, can't pick up." So he texts me, he'd be like, "Hey, I got in an argument on Discord. It was like with this guy, and I said some really mean stuff. Like, I hope you're not mad at me." And I'm like, dude, I don't give a single fuck what you're doing, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, like,
Right, right.
like over the course of a year of doing a show with the guy just became completely insufferable.
Yeah, dude. It seems like so you're saying so he would call you to tell you that
He got into an
he got
argument on Discord.
and he was apologizing to you for what did he throw you under the bus or some shit? That's what you're
He would
saying?
just be like, "Yeah, I said some fucked up shit to this guy. Like, I hope it's okay with you." I'm like, I could give a single fuck less.
Oh, so basically, so what that that's basically some he's thinking that like you and him, like the integrity of the channel is at
Right.
stake.
Yeah, it's like, "No,
Right,
you're doing
right.
that all on
Okay,
your own,
okay.
buddy." I'd be on
Oh,
vacation. I'd be like, because I travel a lot. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm on
yeah,
vacation,"
yeah.
and he'd call me, "Hey, can you do the stream tonight?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm literally like with my family right now. Like,
Um,
no, I can't." And he'd be like, all right, man." Like he'd be all, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like he would know I'm on vacation. He's still calling me, "Dude, I got this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this video." And I'm like,
right.
cool. Sounds good. Awesome,
Sure,
man."
sure. And this
Like,
whole
I don't
time,
fucking
like you
care.
both, yeah, and like I mean, some of that, it's like to be fair, it's like he's just like, all right, like I'm doing this. We share a channel, but like but what you're saying is that like his life was entirely consumed with the shit, more or less, and like
100%.
yeah, and you actually have a life, you know. So
Try to.
okay, so getting to the thing about him, crashing out over his picks not hitting, right? 'Cause I remember, UFC predictions tracker, and I remember him DMing me to tell me how excited he was that, you guys, it's like, yeah, we're gonna be tracked on UFC predictions tracker, Geo. Like, let's see, it's like, all right, bro. Like, what? And I think you guys tied me actually for first on Cop Almabayev. The reason that I remember that is because literally earlier in the stream I was doing night Paradox is like, Gio, you never came first. And I'm like, really, motherfucker? Like, yeah. But yeah, so I remember him being like that. And then there was another card where you actually, you placed high because like you and I tied on some shit, right? I don't remember card for card, so yeah. But I just remembered it was just you. Like, cause like you guys would be listed separately, you know? And
Yeah.
he was he hit me with a bunch of messages he's like, yeah, like I don't know, did better than me on this card. I think I gotta like study hard and like just a bunch of shit about basically coping with you. And it's like, bro, I didn't say like no one. Yeah, first of all, of course, I didn't say it's like it's okay, man. Like fucking, there's a card next week, right? But
Right.
he said he was mad, he was like compensating for being like it, like basically, like it was some unprofessionalism or some shit, right? But what I'm interested in is the fact that like there was someone sent me like a clip from one of your live streams that both of you did, that where it's like it was like Hank addressing people in chat that apparently were calling you a casual.
Mhm.
And and meanwhile, like, I mean, with my own two eyes, I've seen, just by prediction track, I've seen you place, you know and him not consistently.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like you place
like
him
in
higher.
like newcomers and like the regional scene, I'm not very familiar with.
Okay,
So you know
right.
what I'm saying.
But I mean, like
That's
how so
grounds to
like
call me a casual. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, there's levels too. I mean, don't I just caught myself before I said there's levels to it. Dude, like aura, fucking styles make fight, fucking auras make fights, and fucking there's styles to the shit and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, no, just those three expressions, make me want to fucking bite somebody's face. But basically, so okay, so but are you familiar with how yeah, PFL and then LFA or you ever watch Ryzen or One Fight
Oh
Championship?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've been to every single one event in Denver.
Oh, nice,
I
really?
got this.
So you
I got
watched
this.
Anatoly Malikin?
I got this signed
Yeah,
Superlek and Haggerty fucking little thing
nice.
from the
That
fucking
dude, that was a
tournament.
great fight. Oh wait, no, Malikin's last fight where he fucking lost his O in that
Yeah,
awful
but that
fucking
was
main
supposed to be
event.
in Atlanta, and then it
Mm,
never was there.
yeah, sure.
Fucking
Yeah,
chocolate.
no. Yeah, so you all right, so you're not, dude, you're not that much of a casual. Like if you're watching one, you're rising
Well, and that's why I named my new channel Combat Casual, because it's like a joke. You know what I'm
it's like
saying?
ironic or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, word. Yeah, because but so it's like, but
By the
you're
way, I just
not,
dropped a link to. I just commented on my channel. Go check out my channel. Shameless self
yeah. So
plug there.
where is it? Oh, you
Oh,
just
I
put it
just
in chat.
commented.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so basically, here, yeah, let me mod you because your channel. But anyway, dude. So yeah, but so you're just like you're saying you're casual by like fucking no chills, like psychotic ass standards. Like I mean, yeah, don't let him get in your head with that shit,
No,
bro.
no, no,
Like
no.
I
Like
mean,
me and my buddies, like that I go to fights with, we all call each other casuals because
yeah, dude.
we're just
That's
fucking
I
around.
mean, good thing. Yeah, of course. I mean, I mean, how as far as I'll fuck with Hex MMA, right? And a bunch of other regional promotions. Yeah, most of them though, it's like, because it's like I do as a gambler and shit. It's like you know, a lot of the time, a good amount of research goes into shit. Like, sometimes, like, I'll have to VPN my way into, like, fucking Southeast Asia to watch, like, some
Right,
fucking,
right.
like yeah, I had to do that for the fucking, Figueiredo Petr Yan card. You know, I'm on Tumen Dembarel from fucking Mongolia. I'm watching an Indonesian fight promotion, watching tape on this dude who fucking got robbed in a split decision. Like, I'm like, "Yeah, this dude's gonna win," yeah, and then, like, Hex MMA, from Australia, like, I was watching, just watching tape on Navajo Sterling, and then but, like, but so basically, like, I mean, Hank's no more knowledgeable about MMA than you,
Well, and that's the
right?
funny
Like
thing about making the picks is like I would just look at the card like that day and make the picks on the show live. Like I wouldn't even do any research.
oh, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I make picks. Like I don't fucking like watching tape is research for fights. What Hank would
Yeah.
do is he would just wait till every other predictor would make
Yeah,
their
I
picks so
was
we could watch their videos and just pick off that, which I'm not saying is a bad way to make picks by any
I
means.
mean,
But
it's a little bit
that's not doing like actual research
so
like
he
watching tape.
wow, that's crazy, that's interesting. So what you're saying is that he
I think he
instead
just
of
stole all of Guru's picks, to be totally honest with
right,
you.
right,
That's
okay,
just a
we
theory.
and dude, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. His fandom for Guru I mean, dude, like, I have short videos on my channel, Guru I mean, the main one being, like, when he encouraged me to make it and everything like that. Because like, I didn't get around to it for a long time, but, like, the thing is, like, I mean, a lot like, I mean, it's not like, watching somebody else's prediction video and listening to their take it is what it is, like, but you're saying that Hank would do no independent research or any watching tape, really?
No, I
So
mean, not as
he
far as I know. I could be wrong. But
right,
yeah,
right,
I'm
but,
pretty
yeah, as
sure.
far as you
Well, see,
know.
that's why, because I wanted to do the picks like on Sunday, right? So give people
So
most amount of time to
oh,
check out
yeah,
our
yeah,
picks.
yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
then he would insist that they be done Tuesday night. And I'm like, okay, but like you really
Yeah,
only
that
have, I mean, you know this, like you only
Drew
really
drops
have
his prediction video.
Sunday to talk about the week previous. And then after that, after about Sunday midday, like the news cycle is over and you guys
Right.
start talking about upcoming cards.
Yeah, I mean, really the way to do it is to give your, like, cursory fucking just, like, immediately after a card is over, just, like, at least give, like, a once over to next week's card, but, like, you don't have to do, like, a video then. It's like, dude, a lot of the time I mean, I'm flying in New York tomorrow fucking morning and, like, so it's like my video for Saturday is probably not gonna drop till Friday, but, like, I mean, the thing is, like, the reason for that a lot of the time is because it's 'cause I'm researching shit. You know? Like, and then it's like I'll do a betting advice video after that, and it's like, it's like sometimes it's like hard where it's like, alright, I need to wait till the weigh-ins and shit. But like, um, it is interesting that, Hank spent a lot of time looking at other do you think that how much of like his like presentation and all of that do you think that he like just sort of culled together from other channels?
I mean, as far as like the actual picks are concerned, like a lot, but like all the weird like preparation for the stream, all the intros and all that weird shit and the notes, right? That's all him, like all the jokes and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like, I said about him that like, he's born in the wrong generation because he seemed to want like some like David Letterman type fucking or whatever the fuck, like, some
Yeah.
like some like talk show ass shit. But what's up, Kate?
Well, yeah,
Yo,
and
Sunday
like
Liston was a G.
fuck yeah.
Sorry, I was about to say, yeah, yeah, bro. Like, yo, all right, so boxing.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know like
dude.
about old school heavyweight boxing.
Yeah, nice, nice. Sonny Liston's my favorite fighter. His dude, the foot. Do you want to like? I mean, you've probably seen it. Like rewatchability in terms of like old boxing fights. Both Floyd Patterson fights where he just fucking lays him out in the second round, takes the belt, immediate rematch, first round knockout the
It
second
was crazy
time.
because Floyd Patterson was the youngest heavyweight champion for
Yeah,
for
he
a
was
long
also like
stretch and was trained by Custom Auto. And
Yeah.
then they never wanted to give Sonny Liston the title fight because you know, the guy was a fucking
Yeah,
guy
because
had a record. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd
oh,
Patterson was
yeah,
like
dude, he was
he was like the antithesis to Floyd Patterson. So to see
yeah, no,
him
I
just
know, yeah.
brutally finish
He
him
was
twice is fucking so
twice, dude, undeniable, and he fucking dude, he didn't know when he was born because he was born, like, fucking,
that's
in
so true.
Argentina, and yeah, and so it's like they made up that his birth date, that he's clearly older than he was. He had a crazy reach for his height too. 84, I was like, I have an 84-inch reach, but, like, boxing reach, though, like, and his fucking left was so, like, and also, like, dude, people still don't know that even though it's already been independently confirmed all around, he threw both fights with Ali,
Yeah.
like,
No, yeah.
and very
Straight up.
clearly in one.
Straight up.
But,
No, I mean, like the Phantom Punch fight for sure. But
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's been basically confirmed. You are right, and
Oh,
people don't
yeah,
want to believe that
100%.
shit. But and it's
Yeah,
crazy,
dude.
man. Like they still don't know how Sonny Liston died.
Oh, yeah, no, so, yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, Sonny Liston, so
Well, it
back
was like mysterious circumstances, right?
Mhm. Well, yeah, so this is the boxing basically was controlled largely by the mafia, in from basically from, like, the 1930s till into the 90s and early 2000s,
Well, and Sonny
yeah.
Liston was a mob enforcer. He was like a dude that would do dirty work.
Yeah, he was for he was the degree to which that was true is, like, he was more of, like, promoters and other people would send him to go, like, be just, like, a thug for them. He
Right.
wasn't 'cause, like, you're talking about the Italian American mafia, like, he was, they don't yeah, but,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, he was,
They only deal with internally.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah, but, like, especially then, but also, he dude, his a lot of people got him wrong, like, his personality was actually he was kind of like a, just like a quiet, like, humble guy, but he was, like, made out to be this fucking animal, yeah, and,
Right.
yeah, like, how he died was he had a very small amount of heroin in his body, and he was found dead in a Las Vegas hotel room, um, with, like, weeks after he actually died. It's I mean, it's likely that he probably I mean, I don't know if he was it's like you think about the reasons why, he would need to be killed and they just don't stand up. I mean, it's likely
That's a
that
fair
he,
point.
yeah, that he was, he had become a drug addict by then. But dude, bro, thank God for Mike Tyson, bro. Or else like Sonny Liston's relevancy would have dropped. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like bro, it's like the Tyson quote, like, "I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey, my style's impetuous, my defense yeah. Like, the thing is, like, about the great thing about that is, like, it's like I don't know if you know about Jack Dempsey, but,
Oh
like,
yeah. First $1 million
and he's
fighter.
like
The
right, but
Manasseh
like
Mauler.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, but, like, what Tyson means, like, when he's talking about how, it's like Jack Dempsey fought like a fucking animal,
Yeah, watch
like,
his
just his
fight with Jess
style of
Willard.
fighting.
Fucking
Mhm.
one of the most brutal. Was it like 7 knockdowns in the first
Oh, yeah.
round? But
Yeah,
that was back
dude.
before the knockdown rule where you had to go to a neutral corner. So Jess
Yup.
Willard stood up and fucking Jack Dempsey just fucking laid him
Dude,
out
yeah,
again.
stature, yeah. Yeah, dude, another dude, I don't like, Jake LaMotta was a middleweight. I mean, obviously, Raging Bull, Robert De Niro's about Jake LaMotta, but, Jake LaMotta's another guy that would fight like that. Tommy Hearns too, he was across so many different weight classes.
Yeah.
So
I
he
think
had
he
this
won a
weird,
title at cruiserweight all
yeah,
the way
yeah.
like 135 to cruiserweight. It's fucking unheard of.
Bro, he was he would, he was built really wiry and I think he was 6'1" with like a 76-inch reach,
Do you know
and
who
like,
you know who Georges Carpentier is? He was a former he's a
um
Jack Dempsey victim, but he actually
oh,
won
yeah,
titles.
okay.
He won titles in every single weight class. I don't know if it was like the official title, but yeah,
Geor
literally every single
he
weight
was
class.
he was French?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure, yeah, let's pull up Jack Dempsey's record, but, Yeah, dude, I didn't know that about you. That you know, like old boxing like that. You know, Orange Cat MMA. He's like, I've talked to him a lot about like, like so, Sonny Liston and like some other fighters from then. But yeah. So you're into combat sports for real,
Right,
like
right.
where so like I mean, where it seems like Hank just kind of like I mean, because like the thing about MMA YouTube, right, is that I've observed and kind of
Everybody's a
learned is
UFC
that
dick rider.
well, yeah, but also, I mean, UFC is the biggest fight promotion. I feel like a
That's
lot of
what makes you
people
the
are,
money. Covering that.
yeah, true, true, true. I mean, the UFC, honestly, like it's. I mean, people bitch about fight cards not being good or whatever. It's
Yeah, but
like,
then they
what, bro?
still
It's like
watch it every Saturday.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, it's like, okay, like it's also it's mad unrealistic for people to be like, oh, less cards like is gonna make shit better because the amount of people on their roster, bro, you'd have fighters sitting out for like 2 years not being able to get a fight. Also, it's like what's your second choice for an MMA on Saturday? Fucking PFL, like fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
They don't even.
Like, I
They're doing
mean,
a card to. They're doing a card tonight. I mean, that shows you. You know.
bro, it's the light heavyweight one, dude. Roman Alexander Romanov and
I
Nascimento,
know
both.
what the
So
fucking Alexander
yeah, yeah,
Romanov in the PFL. Like
yeah,
what?
dude, it's gonna, bro, yeah, and Nascimento. So if you don't remember, last year they fought each other, Rodrigo Nascimento and Alexander
Oh, okay.
Romanov. Romanov submitted him, and then the UFC cut them both. Um, and so yeah, so
And
they surfaced,
there's only 30 heavyweights in the UFC roster right now.
bro. They
Can you believe
cut.
that shit?
Yeah, yeah, they cut fucking they cut Biggie Boy, bro. They cut Rosenstrike. They haven't cut Tuivasa, which makes no sense. But what's funny about the PFL card, bro, is like you got Tim Johnson fighting Alexander Romanov. It's gonna be the most fucking retarded, boring ass fight ever. But
I'm down. I'm down for the heavyweight slot
I,
play. Tim
yeah,
Tim Johnson's got he can knock some fools out. Remember when Tim Johnson was actually on a good run in Bellator, and then they put him up against Fedor, and Fedor
yeah,
smoked him in like fucking 30
yeah,
seconds. Dude, you're like,
bro.
what?
That's a guy. Yeah, bro. Fedor might be honestly. I mean, not even arguably, probably the best heavyweight MMA fighter ever. Has to be. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's.
I think it's
I mean,
debatable. I think if he's not in your top three, then you don't know what you're talking
yeah,
about,
yeah,
bro.
definitely, absolutely top three. I mean, because then it's like and then you get into arguments with it's like because Cain Velasquez in his prime, Junior Dos Santos in his prime. You know, I mean, like you can go like yeah, you can go back. Dude, dude, honestly, Tim Sylvia in his prime, very underrated.
Yeah.
But but yeah, dude, like so I just to bring this back around, like so like this conversation that we're having right now, right? Is this something that Hank could have, would you say, like about, like actually like, sort of like like about but the shit that happened before he was born even or before he was watching the sport. Cause like
Very very limited, very limited. Like and I only started
yeah,
watching fights in 2019, but I've tried to learn as much as I can about the sport, you know.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, you seem so you're the type of person that like, if like you're either if like you're gonna embark on something, you immerse yourself.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's
But
that's where I
but
come.
the
That's
difference is I don't fucking get all pissy about shit cuz like I'm just like I'm
yeah,
interested in the
for sure.
fight and the outcome of the fight. Like I'm not interested in the narrative and the storyline and the fucking you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Who's fucking
yeah, dude. I hate that shit
whose
too. I'm
kids
gonna
who just had a kid or you know I don't know
yeah,
who went to
yeah.
jail like I
So
don't know give a fuck.
really quick, it worked. Matua showed up because I fucking showed. If you showed Tim Sylvia, I knew that. Like, dude, I've been trying to make. I wrote a poem and I made it into a song with AI to summon this motherfucker, and he still didn't show up. Like, at like how long till fucking Matua shows up? If I mentioned how great Tim Sylvia was,
Matua is the shit. That guy's
dude.
like cracks me up all
Matua's the
the time.
shit. Matua, I'm gonna drag you, dude. Matua, we going to Glengarry Gun Ross. I'm gonna be in New York, bro. You know that. Anyway, dude, I knew he would show up if I said something stupid. I had a feeling. But anyway, I'm sorry. So yeah, so you were just saying like you don't care about. See, I had that gotten that I've had that argument with Brutally Honest MMA about like like the character shit and the fucking and like fan favorites and all that shit. It's like
Right.
like the era of like Kobe because like people people are like the era people talk about the era of like Kobe Covington versus Kamaru being better than the UFC is now, and it's like I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck, dude, about Kobe Covington was in his prime was mid, bro. Like, and I mean, you did have great fighters back then, like Anderson Silva. Unless you're good noodle MMA, who doesn't know shit and thinks Anderson Silva would be beat by Roman Dolidze, but
No, what the fuck?
yeah, I know. He just fucking you know how Jewish people are, but the thing is like that yeah like I mean, like the fucking press conferences, they shouldn't be like, in my opinion, right? They shouldn't be these like events that like because it's like they're never gonna. You had like Marab and Umar arguing was like the highlight of any press conference this calendar year. You know what I mean? It's like,
So true. No, the press
yeah,
conference is just a pep rally. That's all it is.
oh yeah, me too. You literally want me to knock on your door? I might call you first, bro. And after all, it is Harlem. But anyway, yeah, dude, exactly. Like, and Hank seems like the type of person that needs like fan favorites, needs like he needs like
Well,
it's like
that's because he watches WWE constantly.
I was segueing into that. So um yeah, so No Chill had like kind of an epiphany and him and I spoke very briefly on it about Hank, should probably give WrestleMania a shot. And now I don't know about you, bro, but like, I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a 12-year-old. So when it comes to WWE and WrestleMania, bro, that shit
uh,
is the furthest thing from interesting, right?
yeah,
Like,
facts.
and yeah, so I mean, just to get like a picture of Hank's psychology when it comes to shit, like like would is it fair to say that you know, like that like Hank sees some kind of like, you know, I don't know, like maybe hero worship in certain fighters, like that's what he would be attracted
Yeah,
to?
no, I've talked to him about this plenty times. Like, I'm like, dude, like,
Really?
yeah, okay. What I learned from MMA, yeah, what a statement, is you don't owe the fighters anything. And
Sure.
I really started thinking this way after the lawsuit um, got settled. The was it Kung Lee or whatever. After the lawsuit got settled, I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
dude,
I thought you were
these
gonna
fucking guys, they're never gonna they're never gonna fight for a better split in the company. So fuck them.
Mhm.
Like you don't owe them anything. They don't owe you anything. You don't owe them anything. Like it's just a sport. You know what I'm saying?
You're
I'm the
saying
just bleed guy now.
yeah, as a fan you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, for sure.
But
Like,
yeah, but homeboy was just fucking his life was attached to like his favorite fighter winning or not, you know?
sure. Like, yeah, I
It was
mean,
honestly pathetic.
yeah, pathetic is the word that comes to mind. Weak a little bit, but also like,
Right.
would you say like? By the way, who were some of Hank's favorite fighters?
Nate the Train. Um
Oof,
but it would switch all
bro.
the time. Like I remember, okay, we were
Ah,
previewing Pantoja versus Urseg, and he's like,
mm,
"Oh, dude, Steve Urseg is one of my favorite fighters." Now I'm like, "Why? Like what? Like what the fuck?"
that so that actually is on in line with you said before that you would copy Guru's picks, and I mean it's no secret that I mean Hank was a bit on Guru's dick. Guru was very much championing Usyk to win that fight, right?
Oh my god, that makes so
Which,
much sense. Connecting the dots here.
yeah, and really was
Wow.
too, and
That's
calling it a robbery afterwards, and the whole fucking bullshit, right? I mean, the thing is, like, not to go off on a tangent, but like, it's pretty clear after the Asakura fight. Like, my whole thing with Pantoja is that like he finished guys left and right all the way up to the belt, and then started fighting cautiously, as the champion. So, and the UFC has always been very like, like they kind of don't know what to do with the flyweight division, and
right.
like, they're
It's a
overthinking.
disaster right now.
Like, Usyk getting a title shot being an example. Like,
Yes, and that's why I was like,
but
dude, like this is like the guy that's your new favorite fighter right now. Like, I just didn't
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That have your favorite fighter, that's fine. But I was just like, why are you all like? I've never heard you mention this man, and then all of a sudden he's your favorite fighter because he's in a title fight. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, bro. That sounds like his lifted shape from MMA gear, bro. That's kind of pathetic. But like, yeah, no, I was just gonna say that like Kai Asakura getting an immediate title shot turned out to be a good thing because like he's a very fast and very powerful striker, forcing Pantoja to fight an exciting way in second round rear naked choke, But anyway, so yeah, like you said Nate the Train, so that's interesting because his Nate Landwehr's last performance was absolute shit
Yeah, he got
against
smoked by
Joe
Duho Choi.
Choi. Who, yeah, Dojoy, who honestly, that fight was less about him being good than it was about Landwehr just fucking having like secretly not disclosing that he had blood
I mean,
parasites or some
but
shit. Yeah.
I think Duho Choi just like I don't know, it was weird because he was going coming off such a long layoff, and then he just goes in there and smokes Nate the Train. Like, one thing about
I
Nate
mean,
is like it's usually a fight, and that was not a fight.
yeah, but it's
Put
like,
him in a hurt
I
locker.
mean, yeah, yes. Um, he was quite fucked, bro. Like really though, like. It seemed like, but the way he was moving too was just so fucking it was like, immediately it's like, what's wrong with this dude? Like,
Right. Yeah.
so my question, is, so how did Hank take that? Uh,
Oh. Oh. That was where the famous clip comes from. Here, let's see.
Interesting.
That's where the famous this clip right here. Let me pull it up. Because
Uh,
okay, what happened was we're previewing that card, and he goes, "Oh, like Nate the Train was a champ in M1 Global," and I'm like, "Who fucking gives a single fuck if he was champ in M1 Global? That means absolutely nothing to me." And
right.
he's like, "No, no, no, M1 Global's good." I'm like, at a certain point, maybe." Anyway, fast forward to the card, and Duho Choi's getting whooped, and I'm like, man, we kind of laughed about it because I kind of schooled him on what M1 Global was. So skip
Okay.
to the fight companion. Nate's losing. I'm like, Duho Choi's making Nate the Train look like he should go back to M1 Global, and that's where we get this clip right here. I don't give a fuck if the decision's rigged.
What what did he just yell? He yelled,
I don't give a fuck if the decision's rigged. I don't give a
what is
fuck
it?
if the decision's rigged. And
It's rigged.
that's the kind of shit
It's
that
a
would
finish
happen
though.
on his show on a daily basis.
Wasn't it a fin? It was a finish, no?
Right, but
Or
I was like, dude, this guy looks like he should go back to fucking M1 Global. He's like, and he would just yell incessant shit at me on his fight
so
companion.
right, and none of that shit's a work, right? He's really that upset.
Straight up. Like, and he would call
Right.
me after the cards, like, dude, I'm so sorry that I got mad at you. And I'm like, okay, but listen, like, you can't
Yeah.
cuss me out and then apologize and then cuss me out again and then apologize. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Dude, that's yet another thing that I wanted to thank you for the constant semi constant constant cycle of him like like screaming and crashing out at you, then apologizing, behind the scenes. That was brought up a bit, and so so would he he'd do that and you're just you're just kind of tolerating the shit, or whatever, and then you'd get a call, like a call. You'd be like, dude, I'm so sorry. Or
Yes. So before the last stream we did, the same thing happened. He apologizes, and I'm like, "You're not sorry. But I accept you for who you are. It's all good, dude. Don't even worry about it. But don't apologize to me
yeah,
anymore."
yeah. I
And then
mean,
and then it crashes out on me for the last time, and I'm like, "Dude, fuck this guy. Like, fuck this guy." And then that was the stream that you were on.
oh yeah, yeah. So okay, yeah, because I mean, first of all, you think about what an apology is supposed to be, right?
Right.
Just on it, fundamentally, right? So, I mean, somebody who's, just spamming apologies kind of makes you sick, right? And then the fact that, it's like, what is he apologizing for? He's apologizing for fucking, like having a psychotic episode during a fucking
Right.
biking thing. And yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I mean, yeah, I mean, bro, that sounds fucking intolerable. I
Well, right.
mean,
So then I would go over to like somebody else's fight companion and be like, dude, you guys have to go over to my channel and see this fucking man have a mental breakdown. And people would, and they'd fucking troll him, and he'd get mad at me for it. I'm like, okay, well, what's the other option, bro? Like,
yeah,
I'll be on
yeah,
there
man,
making fun of you. Like, yes, like, what do you want me to do?
yeah. Um, yeah. So I was I was curious about that too, because it's you said that when you guys first decided to establish this channel that you kind of told them to fucking like uh just play. I mean, more or less play up, being kind of animated and
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't at
emo-
first, and then I started realizing that this guy's like not well. So I was like, yeah, why not?
yeah, yeah. And I mean, okay, so then and do you think that just kind of got lost in the character, or he's just
No,
always
that's just him, bro.
that's him for
Straight
sure.
up.
That's yeah. So and would he ever talk to you about because you said before that he wanted to prove after your first after you received your first dono after monetization that he was
Yeah,
making money.
right.
So
To his
I mean,
parents.
right. So that invites the question, you know, do you think that he maybe got into some fights with his parents like that, screaming and that type of shit?
I can't speak on that. I have no idea.
Hmm. Like, but definitely his parents are I mean, you get the sense that his parents are when's this fucking embarrassment to us
Sure.
can't get a
Well,
job and that type of
I
shit.
mean, they're trying to sleep, and the guy's fucking in there screaming. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Just
true, true, true. Yeah, yeah, on a fucking on a Saturday too. Yeah,
yeah.
Jesus, yeah, yeah. That's Does he have any siblings?
No.
What's up?
It's so fucking funny, dude. It's fucking so stupid.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty bad, bro. It's I mean, and yeah. Did he I mean, and it did and did you guys ever just talk yo fucking about anything but your YouTube channel
Just before we went live is the only time I'd really ever talk to him about anything. And sometimes we
right,
chat a little bit after the show is over, just
mhm,
on stream, but that's really it. I mean, yeah.
right. And you so and I mean obviously you're a guy who fucking you have a fucking social life and you travel and you do shit, right?
I
Like
try to.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember when you said you were gonna be in LA, I was like, oh damn, yeah. I'm fucking fine in New York tomorrow, shit like that, right? People have lives, right? Did he ever did he ever tell you yeah, so I'm doing this tomorrow, or I'm doing that next week, anything outside of, just kind of all, like, being entirely consumed with MMA YouTube?
Very rarely. Um, yeah, very rarely. There was times where he told me he was going to the doctor for anxiety because people were bullying him in No Chill's Discord.
That's really so he sought medical help for
Yeah, dude.
being bullied. Wow,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, and so like over the course of a year, I was like, okay, well, maybe this kid will grow up a little bit. Maybe the channel will turn into something better. But then, like, people would call me and be like, "Dude, do you see what like Hank's doing right now?" I'm like, "No." So I go tune into it, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's not MMA related. It's just some weird shit. And I'm like, "Dude, this is like the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life." So I was like, "Dude, like, what happened to like talking about MMA?" You know? And that was a big disagreement. He's like, "Well, I want to do other shit." He had like this like dude with Down syndrome on one time, and he was like dressed up as fucking Howard Stern interviewing him,
Oh,
like weird shit like that. And so I was like, yeah, maybe like things will happen differently, things will change, but things never changed. And I just kind of was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna make fun of. He just became the butt of the joke, like, and he already was to pretty much everybody
yeah.
else. But then I was like, then it happened to me, and then I was like, okay, well, this is not good. I need to just stop streaming with the guy.
Yeah, yeah. Because like, at the end of the day, you don't wanna be attached to,
Exactly.
someone,
Exactly.
yeah, as someone who's bringing things on it, and like, everything negative, I mean, my observation that, that Hank, caught kind of was brought on himself, I think, seems like seems like, because, um, yeah, like, he I mean, I remember him just, like, so he asked me one time if I wanted to, like, be on some, like, I think it was, like, for a little bit before Christmas, and he was, like, dressed up. And I was like, "Dude, what," like, I think I told him I was busy. Um, but, like, but yeah, like, I mean, like, I'm trying to get a sense of, like, what his aspirations were for, like, with things like that, because
I mean, you
like,
would always
he
talk
said.
about like when the channel gets big and this and that, but it's like, dude, the guy didn't even have headphones on. He didn't have like a proper like webcam. It's like you got to get that shit in order first before you're like talking about your channel's gonna blow up. I don't know, just little things like
Sure,
that.
sure,
And
sure. Yeah,
maybe don't
man, like,
steal everybody else's picks. I don't know. Maybe
that
don't fucking freak out every fight companion. Like these are things that are probably a little more
yeah.
important than you know.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, by the way, did you ever get your money back for the mic that you bought him?
No, I no, and like that's the thing, bro. Is like I never do anything for people or like loan them money or anything like that, expecting anything in return. If I get it back, that's cool.
Word, word. Yeah.
But
No, I'm
no,
the
it's
same
it's
way,
all
dude.
just it's all just because it's the right thing to do, or at least I think it is at the time.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so
Yeah, I mean, dude, I
well,
bought music off
and
of
that's why it's even more surprising that he hasn't streamed at all in the past month because I straight up just gave him the channel. I'm like, dude, you need this more than me. Just take it.
Has he yeah, has he not streamed? Okay. And so, like, but at this point, right, his quote unquote job, which is actually an unpaid internship,
It's paid.
oh, it's paid, okay. Um, so, I mean, he seemed to, like, that was, you know, that was, like, infringing on, his ability to stream. Like, how
Yeah,
true is
dude. Yeah, like he would call me like I work at I work in the trades. I install windows and doors, and like for me to hop on a stream for like an hour or two is nothing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
he
yeah,
would
of
call
course.
me and be like, "Dude, I can't stream tonight. Like my job is really hard today." It's like, bro, you're just answering phone calls, homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, shit. If it's stressing you out, it's too much work. Then don't stream. I don't give a fuck. I literally could give a shit less. I just want to do a fucking MMA show where I talk about MMA
yeah.
twice a week.
No, of course. Yeah, yeah, and, like, I think, because I mean, he was like, he was very much, I think, right? Like, I mean, he had a lot to say about politics, right?
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I remember that. And, like, would you say that he, like, infused, like, that into conversations where it didn't necessarily belong? Like, and caught some I mean, I just
But
remember.
see, here's the thing, bro. Is like I didn't watch all his solo non MMA related streams or his fight companions. So I mean,
Right.
probably.
Okay, but, like, with you, it's like he never, he's not, like, hitting you up after fight companions trying to it's like, "Who
No.
you voting for?" type shit.
I mean,
Interesting.
we talked about the election. I told him I didn't vote.
Yeah, I didn't vote yet. Um, what did he have an opinion on your not voting?
No, but see, that's the thing though. Is like I think just like his MMA picks, like I think he gets all his political information from a particular source. And I'm not even saying like it's CNN or whatever. Like I think that he just kind of
Right,
parrots shit. So like to have an
right,
actual real
right.
conversation with the guy, I don't think that he would
I think
really have many counterpoints for me anyway.
sure, sure. And, like, do you feel? Because, like, I mean, I'll be honest, dude, like, I don't know if I ever like, yeah, I probably showed up, dropped the donation, said what's up, and that, when you guys had a show,
Yeah,
like,
and we both appreciate that, man.
no, no, yeah, no, no, that's of course, but that's not, what I'm saying is, like, I don't know if I ever really, like, watched, like, the dynamic closely enough to see, like, like, when you guys would talk about fights, like, on stream, right? You know, like, him just breaking down a fight, right? Like, did you feel like, there was much substance there? Or, like, did you kind of hear shit being, like, regurgitated from other channels?
Well,
Like,
it would only be when he had like a bad opinion about somebody. He'd be like, "This guy's a fucking retard," this and that, and I was like, "Dude, like that's kind of going too far," like. But I mean, not too much. I don't know, man. He brought his own thing to the show, so I mean, some people liked it.
right.
So in that vein, yeah, sure, definitely brought substance. But it just got so played out to me over the course of a year, man.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe you had that for years. So, really quick, I, so our own CSP promoter has this clip,
Oh yeah,
available on his channel.
fantastic clip.
Yeah, and, like, I personally don't know what the origin is of it, so, like, really quick.
Yeah, I didn't know that they go up. Like, you see that you're going live and you just go right back, just go left. Nice. Yeah, one of those volunteers like the lifeguards use on the. I literally read that comment. I don't care.
Um,
You're starting to get like on the offense with everything I do, and I'm starting to get a little sick of it. Like it's just, like we're doing it's weird. It's weird. You keep on going. So no, it's just like you're not engaging with anything I say. Looking at your phone, playing games, like I'm trying to read comments, get the energy up. You just get up and walk away during the fight. Hey, if I read a comment, don't be like, oh, I didn't put it on it. You had nothing to say during it.
see, what I find interesting about this is that right there, he's eating dinner off a plate. Like, I mean, just let's yeah, I mean, I wanna make sure that, like, I'm not mistaken, so here, let's roll this back. So wait, so it's like it's right around so he goes in on you for, I guess, not engaging with a comment or
No,
whatever the
no.
fuck.
So this is what happened. So
Sorry, go ahead.
I was doing a live stream, and then he goes live at the same time. And I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't know he was live." I'm like, "That's kind of lame, but whatever. I'll end my stream and I'll let him do his one." And then I was like, in the comments, I was like, "Yo, like, let me hop on." He's like, "Sound like he was like, okay." He wasn't like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, come on." And then
Mhm.
he, what happened was his mom brought him dinner, so he gets up. leaves the chat and eats it. And then he's like sitting there, like the fights are going on, and he's like looking at his phone, like listening to music, like playing a game off his phone.
Really, really.
Which I probably should have realized, like, he did not want me there. You know what I'm saying? So I read a comment during that, and I was like, oh yeah, like funny comment, whatever. And then he finally becomes conscious again, and he reads the same comment. I'm like, oh, I literally just read that comment. 'Cause I was getting annoyed with him too, and I probably did kind of
Mm.
come off dickish there. So for him to be like, dude, fuck you is fine. But and then he
Mm.
kind of like just went off on me, and I'm like, damn, you should actually like watch the end of that clip because it's fucking
Yeah,
so
yeah. I
funny.
was, of course, yeah. I was going to. I just, pause it here. So here, let's like, to actually, get going on this because, like, I think it's,
It's so funny.
I think it's important to, I think that right around here. So if I started from right here, you know, seems like when the Easter Island head emoji, um, very well edited.
You're starting to get like on the offense with everything I do, and I'm starting to get a little sick of it. It's like it's just weird. Like we're doing it's weird. It's weird. Keep on going. So
No, it's just like you're not engaging with anything I say. You're looking at your playing games. Like I'm trying to read comments. Yeah, just get up and walk away during the
if I read a comment, don't be oh
Sorry, not to be too like forensic with it, but I did the way that I believe he was cutting something like okay, so it's like just out of frame. He's using both hands holding like very properly holding the fork and knife, which is interesting to say the least.
It's just I say.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, he is.
Get up and walk away during the
if I read a comment, don't be like oh you're
No, I didn't. I put it on it. You had nothing to say during it.
oh, okay.
I was like, yeah, that'd be hilarious. You're just like, mm-hmm. This is good. I'm glad you saw it though, because it was a pretty good comment.
Yeah. Tag live with a spinning back fist.
All right, well, you're not gonna do your thing and
Okay.
play video games, I guess. Bring it.
Hi, man. Yeah, I didn't invite you. So
Okay, you kind of did though.
no, I didn't.
I'm about this. Dude.
Fun.
All right, man. Later.
See ya.
Damn.
Watch this. Watch this.
He is so fucking annoying.
Damn. And that Jesus, and that's when you still like. And so this is like when you first stopped doing a show together, or
Yeah. This is like directly after that was when I made that my crash out on Hank the Tank.
Mhm.
That shit was funny though, man. Like, and I'm glad CSP promoter kept that around.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. I
that is
mean,
some funny ass shit.
yeah. I mean, oh shit. Is Hank in the chat?
I
Both
think
of you
so.
are both of you are grown men. That's true.
Facts.
Yeah, Hank, you're saying that Idaho and I are both grown men. That's correct. Hank, are you so Hank? I mean, since you're in the chat, Hank, I mean that clip that was just played. Do you think that maybe you're a little bit harsh on Idaho? At any point, even you whine and bitch about me when I'm not doing shit. Well, I think what we were covering was sort of like the sort of chronology of like, because I mean, there's a lot there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
Do
getting
you think?
all the crucial events in order.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, yeah, Hank. I mean, since you're here, you think you're a little harsh for doing a stream all about me. Well, I mean, Hank, I mean, as an objective, you know, sort of I was gonna say presence, but objective observer actually. I mean, there's some curiosity to the arc of what was your channel with Idaho and the end of it, and there's a lot there, like I said. So
Yeah, man, we're just Giuliano had some questions. I'm here to answer them.
exactly, pathetic. Hank says. Hank, okay, Hank, let me ask you a question. Because I mean, there's no need for hate. Like, when like I thought I saw, and I was correct. I went back twice when you were when you eat when you were eating
Oh my God.
on stream, the way that you were cutting your food, it seemed like you were holding the knife in the left hand, like very proper. Like, is that something that you sort of like learned on instinct, or were you taught that? Um, you know, no answer. Oh, well, I'll let him think about that. I mean, maybe he doesn't remember. But okay, so things get to the point where like you guys are kind of like, yeah, I mean, like the last. So you said that there was like a final time where he, you know, said to crash, where he more or less crashed out on
Yeah,
you, and then
that was it. That was the one right there, and that's why I'm glad CSP promoter kept that clip around because that was like
right.
right after that. I was like, dude, I am so done with this guy. And to be fair, he's probably done with me too at that point.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean, it seems like it. I mean,
then Sunday comes around, he apologizes, and then we continue the cycle. So I was just like, nah, like I'm fucking so over this guy. And then that's
so
when
when,
my crash out happened on Hank the Tank. It's funny that Hank comes in right at the end because we were just getting to the very end of the chronology.
yeah. What did Hank have to say? He said,
I ate
I
family
ate.
dinner, didn't eat pizza, and drink Starbucks all day.
Hmm, interesting.
And this is what
I
always happens.
mean,
He comes in one of these streams and he's like, "End this now! You guys need to stop this." It's like, all right,
well, this is the thing about, I mean, about eating family. I mean, family dinner is nice when you live with your family, but since Hank, like you said, as a grown man, it's not every night that I get to enjoy family dinner. You know, if that makes sense.
dude, you should bring him on
Uh,
the stream straight up.
oh, you can't on a vertical live stream. Literally, like the link
I got
only works for.
I got the link.
Yeah, no, literally how it works is like I would have to switch you out for him, and
Oh,
this is
okay, got
kind
it.
of, yeah, like it's not a panel, it's not it's not
Yeah.
what do you call it? It's not Restream or StreamYard.
Yeah, see, look, see,
Which-
okay, he goes, I love to talk shit about you and other people's streams, but I have standards. Like, go watch our last video, or our very last video where we got into it. Like, this has
Hmm.
already been covered. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, you have nothing on me. Like, okay, I'm boring and okay. Like,
right.
that if that's your number one thing on me, good. Like there's plenty of shit that other people
Wow,
are
Hank,
crashing
hold
out on
on.
you over, and it's like all right,
Mhm, mhm.
that shit's credible. And this is what I told him. I'm like, he's like, well, I always defend you, and I don't talk shit about you. It's like, yeah, because there's nothing to talk shit over. Okay, I'm boring. Sure. You always
I
defend me. It's
mean,
like, yeah, because I'm someone that there's credible defenses for. Like, I have no
yeah.
credible defenses for Hank, and that's why I'm like, okay, well,
Sure,
shit, I
sure.
shouldn't even be doing a stream with the fucking, or doing a channel with the
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, finding yourself in a position where, like, you also forced to defend somebody that, yeah, that
Yeah, and I
is
did it.
really no defense. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, also, like, I mean, you travel around the country and skate and shit. It's like, I
Right.
mean, so to be called, so you're being called boring. There's a little bit of hypocrisy there. I can see
I mean
that.
the exact context is that like I'm monotone and I don't bring any humor to the live stream.
You're not screaming.
Right. I'm just talking about MMA, man. It's like
Right. you're not screaming to the point where you're seeking probable medication.
And it's funny, he's like commenting. I feel like he's trolling here. I just want to play this clip.
Hold on, wait, really quick about his comments. He's saying right now. He said, "Bitter ex bringing up the past. Just sign the divorce papers." Oh,
I already gave the channel over to him. Here, check this out.
yeah, okay.
Idaho, I loved you.
Ooh. I mean, there's a lot of passion infused in a lot of what Hank, and I mean, do you think that and I mean, you mentioned on one hand that you showed the Nate Landwehr clip where he was very emotional, and then on the other hand, you said that you guys would be doing a prediction live stream, right? And he'd be calling certain fighters fucking retarded and things like that, right? So you think that like just love and hate are very infused in the way that Hank sort of operates and moves through life,
Probably.
and so my next question obviously is I mean, do you know, what would you say if you were to, because it sounds like you guys never, really got into, hey, man, you should probably do more of this or less of that. But what do you think would be, a better outlet for, if you were, if Hank was, your brother or cousin or something, you're, and people, and your mom or dad's like, "Yo," maybe hit him with some, point him in the right direction.
It's already been said by everybody who's ever gave a shit about him that he ruined the relationship with them just stop focusing so much on YouTube. It's not healthy for you. But again, it's already been said like a million times.
Sure. I mean, yeah. He says, "I regret I ever worked with this controlling bitch boy."
That's funny.
Idaho sucked No Chill's dick in the hallway the other day. So I mean, just to clear that up, I mean, not only Hank, I mean, come on, not only is that not true, but it's entirely impossible. I don't think that they've ever been in the same state at the same time.
Right.
There's no need for dick sucking accusations, bro. But
No, dude, it's fine. It's all cope. It's all cope.
right.
I'm
Now,
not even. I don't even care. I'm not even mad at the guy. It's I just wanted to stop streaming with the guy.
for sure. Now he in the comment above that, he calls you controlling.
Yeah.
But he calls you a controlling bitch boy, which is almost what's the term? Almost like an oxymoron. Because if you're controlling but you're still a bitch boy, it doesn't really make sense. Does
Right.
it?
Yeah. No, and I mean,
a white
it was because
slave or something.
it was because it was more okay, I want to rename the channel.
Mhm.
He is very, very upset over that. And I'm like, well, no, we need to change it because it just makes more sense. Our original name was Skate Tank MMA.
Right.
And I'm like, split decision combat sports.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's
and
good,
so
man.
he was like, okay, but we're monetized now. And I'm like, all right, well, let's put in the work. Let's change the logos. Let's do all this stuff. And we did. We worked on it together that day. And that was he was like, dude, I had to spend 3 hours making new stuff for the channel. It's I made all the logos, I made all the intro videos, and I think all he had to do was write up the description and actually change the channel because he had control over the stuff. So it's
I'm glad. Yeah,
it's okay. I get it. I was the one who finalized the decision, but you were cooperative in it.
It's interesting that you brought up the description because I hope
it's totally cringy.
if Melson's in the chat. Melson, there you are. Melson, I remember I was streaming one time and Melson happened to be in my chat. He pointed me in the direction, I'll say, of you guys this channel, and it's interesting that that you bring up that Hank's sole contribution in the early stages was writing the description because
No,
um
that's not fair.
no
I
no no
mean,
not well I mean
when we changed
like
that day when we changed the channel, like he wrote up all
right
the, like, on the YouTube side, he was the one typing in all the stuff
okay
basically.
so this is the description that we're talking about so
Hold on, he says, are you trying your best to ruin my reputation every chance you get? No, you did that
no
on your
Hank
own.
no Hank absolutely not this is I mean the thing is Hank I mean in all seriousness right you you stayed in a Discord where you were being bullied to the point of seeking therapy for the anxiety that you became riddled with. Do you think, Hank, that necessarily was healthy? Like, what is it that kept you there?
Also, it's funny that he would be saying anything about me when he's the guy that made literally an entire video exposing me, saying Peter Yan
Mm,
stole my girlfriend, and then he's saying Alexander Hamilton like a retard for no chill.
that was
Pretty epic, honestly.
yeah, that was a great performance.
That's the funniest part about all
Also,
this.
and is
And
that
oh,
video
he
still
says, and it
available?
wasn't my idea. It's like, dummy, you posted the video. You were the one that made the fucking video like a dumbass. Like, and we all laughed at you for it. So
Hank, do you
that's so funny. But again, this is what I said earlier. I'm like, you got to give him credit. He never backs down. He never backs down, and he's not going to back down from this. So, got to give him some credit.
well, I mean, he is staying in chat, and that's I mean, that could be looked at as admirable, I suppose. What about the Hamilton performance in that video, and like not and the Piotr Jan accusations. Do you think that and I mean this goes to you. Well, Hank, I mean, it's love, Hank, and I don't think you see that because
Now, listen,
you
listen.
know
All this was just Giuliano was like, how did you even, like, you know Hank, right? And I'm like, no. Like, he's like, well, how did you even start the channel? And I'm like, and I was trying to type in the chat. I'm like, dude, this will be so much easier if I just hop on the fucking stream. Like, and so we just kind of
right.
broke it all down. It's not even like, dude, fuck Hank, but the facts are the facts.
Well, Hank, No Chill said that too. So if me and No Chill are saying the same thing, right?
And me and
And
Isha and
and
everybody
and
else.
and Idaho are saying the same thing, then maybe, Hank, maybe it's true. Maybe, you know, maybe
Maybe.
you should think to like look around and think maybe it's me. Maybe you should look inward. I mean, is that possible? Is it possible that, Hank, that you might be the problem at the root of all of your interpersonal problems? Is it possible that you might not be, you know, the most what would you say? I mean, how do what's a one word like type of like submit the most well, I'll start with this. The most relatable. Hank, do you find yourself relatable? Would you describe yourself that way? Would you describe Hank as a
Good question.
relatable person? 'Cause I
Um,
think relatability plays somewhat of a role, like, and I mean, not that everybody has to
to
identify.
a very small percentage of people, yes.
Really? Okay. The
Yeah, like
problem
I'm
the
talking
problem
like people
okay.
with very severe mental issues. Uh, well, okay, put it this way. One of his biggest fans on the channel was this guy named Kobe Wiggle, and the guy was a huge Wiggles fan.
Okay.
So like those type of people, he's the most relatable to.
Interesting. Obi Wiggle.
The
And-
guy was like, he made Wiggles content and was like the biggest Hank the Tank fan.
Damn. Hank said the problem was doing my own thing until this bullshit. The problem that was doing my Hank, you put a period at the end of that, but that sentence makes no sense. Like, come on, Hank, you're better than that.
And no, and it's not me bitching. It's just me stating facts. Like, your biggest fan was a guy that was into the Wiggles.
And he keeps this is the other thing is like, I mean, Hank, you called him your ex-partner, like, like this is a divorce court, and then he keeps referring to you as the ex, which, I mean, Hank, do you think that, like, wait, you two got of my friend's band? You got
He
two
said
of
I
my
got two of his
band.
friends banned because
Banned
there were
from
some
where?
people just like talking mad shit, so I just banned him in the chat.
Right. He said, yeah. So Hank, I mean,
And
this is
hold on, one more thing. Sorry, he calls these people
Go
his friends, right? Like he called me his friend. It's like, dude, we were never friends. Like, what the fuck are you
Okay.
talking about? I did a podcast with you. Like, there's
Yeah,
very few
yeah.
people inside of MMA YouTube I would call my friend.
Sure. And I mean, that's, and that's definitely, there's definitely a line, right? Like, because it's like, after all, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like we've all met each other online. So it's like, and like, dude, I would, there are people I would call my friends that I've met on YouTube,
Yep.
So it's like, we talked about real shit, and everything, right? And, but seems like fucking, it seems like, I mean, Hank keeps referring to you as his ex, which is
It's so weird.
very strange. I mean,
I wasn't even friends with the
like,
guy. I just did a podcast with him.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I mean, Hank, I mean, on one hand, it's, I mean, okay, so like, I mean, this kind of reminds me of Etta Stalker. Like, I think it was 2019, 5 years ago, right? And like, she would, she would spam like, for like months, right? She would spam me nudes and then spam me these like very detailed delusional thing, like we were lovers in ancient Egypt reincarnated in the same
Holy
generation,
shit.
right? Yeah. And I mean, like, I mean, Hank's not quite on that level, but it seems like, he has a bit of delusional thinking about like how connected the two of you actually were.
Right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to also understand that like MMA YouTube and Discord are the guy's entire life.
Yeah, we
So
talked
it
about
is
that.
a big deal to him.
And and so so basically on your end, I mean, you're you basically find yourself in a position with somebody you know that that you just had to get the fuck away from him eventually, and
Right.
yeah, and so yeah, man. I mean, I my sympathies, dude. Seriously, like,
No, dude, it's fine. It's all good. Like I literally don't care one bit. It's just really funny now.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm a bit behind on chat. Jared said Vinny lives until I swing my hammer like there. Oh yeah. Melson brings up that Hank fears him quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Here's the ex bitching. Oh yeah. Hold on.
He would call me. Hank would call me sometimes, and be like, "Dude, fucking email Nelson, man. He's trolling me." It was really funny. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit about anything happening on Discord that you're involved in. Like, leave me out of all that stuff. Okay.
Get Hank on. See, not in the end, bro. That actually isn't possible, given that this is this is like a YouTube stream. There's like I would have to swap. Yeah, I would have to swap out. Yeah, Naomi was curious about that too.
The Wiggles.
You two. So this is the thing, right? Like you were saying about his quote unquote friends, right? The whole
like these people are not your friends, dude.
The other thing is when he says you got two of my friends banned, right? It's, I mean, both of you are running the channel, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, Hank did open with the statement that the two of us are grown men, right? So like, as a grown man, right? If let's say Hank had been one of your friends or fans or whatever, and you had a problem with that, I mean, is that not something that can be discussed,
Exactly.
and rather than I guess held on to and outed in the chat
Right.
of a fucking
Right.
live
He
stream.
also mentioned that in his expose video on me.
Ooh. Is that video still available, by the way?
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
That's Should we take a walk through that? What whose channel is that on?
It's on the channel that he's commenting from right now.
Really? Interesting that see, Hank, I'd like to know why it is Hank, would you describe yourself as like suggestible or gullible even? Because what I don't
It doesn't
understand.
matter if he would or not. I mean, he definitely is because No Chill trolled him 75 times.
No. I'm
Troopers and grinders.
oh Hank. Sorry, I didn't realize you had an intro. No, I'm well aware. I mean, my third cousin No Chill, he gets up to some shit, and he so sorry, I didn't realize there was an intro.
Troopers and grinders. This is Hank.
That's not that video.
I'm starting my own channel. It used to be Split Decision Combat Sports. Now
I know,
it's more than just a personal channel.
He sniffled a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Looks,
It's gonna be a full-time thing.
is that allergies? Do you think?
My own channel, doing my
Good
own
mark.
stuff. It's not just gonna be MMA. It's gonna be all sorts of content.
Oh, good night, Crystal.
Yeah. Hank, you need to start a channel with Vinny. That would be awesome.
Happens in my interests.
Interesting. So he has starting a channel video. Oh, Idaho, the fascist. Wow, that's Hank. That's quite aggressive of a title. This is
Read my comment on that video.
Absolutely. Let's see where. Oh.
No, go look at my channel. We do play clips of you crashing out. It's very funny. It's the first comment.
Yeah. This is somehow the worst and best thing Hank's ever made. Peak Hank and somehow his lowest point. Interesting. Very interesting. So what you're saying is that for Hank, this is the best of times and the worst of times.
Exactly. Mark Twain, son.
Mark.
Hold on, stop accusing No Chill for coming up with this video and it was all his idea. It's like you went along with it. Well, I don't want to be on the same screen as him.
Really quickly. Oh yeah, you can come back for a second. No, I understand. Trust me. But you said that just now that it was No Chill's idea. It was
he trolled him into it. It was awesome.
No, I know. I was. I was. Of course he did. Now, Hank, see, this is the thing.
Okay, Hank, if you go out, if No Chill tells you to go rob a bank, and then you rob the bank, and then the police arrest you, and you go, "Well, it was all No Chill's idea. Who gets arrested?"
Better question because, well, I'm not not a bad question, but another something that like just in terms of like Hank, when No Chill told you that Piotr Jan stole Idaho's girlfriend, and you believed him. I almost don't even know. Like, it's almost like more of a statement than a question. I mean, yes, that was No Chill's idea, but Hank, I mean, it could have been anybody. It could have been me. It could have been Good Noodle. It could have been anybody. These things are obviously implausible. Like I like it's almost like you have to have known that, right? What were you thinking? Hank, what went through your head the first time that like No Chill, No Chill, I'll say informed you, right, of the events of, Piotr Jan, once again. Piotr Jan, you know, former bantamweight champion, you know, like, great fighter. How do you how do you like how do you fucking dude, just explain, Hank. Go ahead. He goes, you literally said you don't care what other people think, but you want to judge me for making a video about you when you mock my channel constantly. And well, Hank, see, the judgment isn't your necessarily like, about your character. It's more like, you know, like,
How could you
I
be
don't know
this
about
dumb?
like Hank, like I don't know
That's
if
what I
like
that's
Hank,
fine.
have you ever been on a plane? Like there's two rows on a plane with emergency exits, right? And the flight attendants go around and they need a verbal yes from you if you're willing to, like, if the plane fucking crashes or it lands in water, emergency exits have to be opened, right? Do you think that, you know, that you would that you would be trustworthy in that situation to sit in the emergency exit row of a plane, given, what you have, what you've believed based on just being told? Is that, you know, do you feel like you're a safe passenger on a flight? Because I mean, I'm flying to New York in like fucking less than shit. Like I gotta start packing soon, in like, in like 8 hours, right? I mean, it's like, so many thoughts are going through my head. Like, I mean, I mean,
What you're saying is you wouldn't want to be on a plane with Hank if shit goes down.
I don't think so. I mean,
That's
I don't know
fair.
if I don't know if I
I mean,
necessarily
I
want
didn't
to be
even
on
want
that.
to do a podcast with the guy. So
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be anywhere with it, but like fucking, yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, Hank, what were you thinking? It was in the middle of the night, and he wanted to help me edit it. I obviously thought he was being exaggerative in parts of it, but I had my own takes in there too. Your own takes on Piotr Jan stealing Idaho's girlfriend.
no, he's saying that he had his own like issues to vent out.
Right, right, okay. So No Chill came and offered his assistance, Hank, in
No,
helping
that's
you.
not true at all. That's not true at all. He even said, "I didn't even want to make the video. You made me." And actually, No Chill edited the entire video, and he wrote most of the script, which is even funnier.
Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah, I might have. Anyway, yeah. So, what's like, Hank? Honestly, like, why do this? Why play into it? Is there some part of you, Hank, that no matter what kind of attention you're getting, is drawn to being in the spotlight? Is there a little bit of narcissism in you? Like, be honest. Go back to online gambling table liquid lungs, Hank. I mean,
And so,
that's
and so, like every time we're talking about like real shit, like he has to resort to insults. It's like,
right, right. And I
all
mean,
right, man.
Hank, I trained Muay Thai. I mean, I went to Muay Thai earlier this week. I mean, my cardio is very good. I don't know, I had a physical recently, Hank. I mean, these are, like, I just don't know, Hank. I'm really trying to understand, like, what is it that, because No Chill is, you know, No Chill's, he's a good kid and everything, but like, he enjoys his occasional trolling and all that, right? I mean, you made an entire video where you sang Hamilton. You, you know, you basically, you acted in ways that if what No Chill had been telling you was true, you basically, tore somebody to pieces that you had just worked with for like a year. Um, like, is it possible that you're, that you're, kind of like a, I don't know what else to call it, but like a whore, like an attention whore. Is that possible?
Oh, that's so funny. He says, "Why are you playing into this beef?" Listen, between me and you, there's no beef. So any beef you're thinking of is
Hank,
straight up into
I
this.
absolutely do not have a fucking beef with you, dude. Like, I mean, obviously not. But like, what the? Why would you even say that? I mean, I think that anytime I've ever spoken to you, dude, you've asked me for advice. I gave you advice. I was the one that told you to make your own channel when you said, "Oh, I don't know what to do." Like, I was like, "Make your own channel." Idaho gave you the fucking channel. Just fucking keep going. Make your own content, right? All I've seen since then, okay, is you turning up when when you're getting roasted or bullied somewhat appropriately, entirely appropriately, and like, and no content, Hank. Like, I mean, you
Right.
talk about your
Good point.
fans, you talk about your friends, even, and if there's a goddamn, like, fan base that you have, why aren't you, loyal to them? Why aren't you making content?
Good point.
My advice, wow. Well, Hank, I mean, I believe the word advice. I mean, I could check the DMs, but I believe, I don't know. I mean, you did ask me what I thought you should do. And I told you, and I believe that's the course of action you followed, although you haven't made any content. I enjoy talking to teenagers online. Hank, nah, bro, what the fuck?
So I'm
Bro,
saying, like,
Hank,
he
you're
has no
taking
defense for
shots.
himself. He
Hank,
just keeps
like,
going.
Hank, you're spamming insults. Just no chills, bitch. Dude, if anyone's no chills, bitch, Hank, it's you. He stunned you. He
Oh my god.
manipulated your mind.
Over
Okay,
and over and over again.
No chill is 5 years younger than you, Hank. 5 years younger than you. Okay. And he got in your head and made you sing Hamilton on a video and put that on the internet. So who's no chills, bitch? I believe it's you. And dude, no, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, why stay in his Discord? Why, like, I mean, it has to be, there has to be something to the fact, Hank, that, like, if the attention's on you, you feel like you're in the right place. Like, maybe you don't understand that about yourself. Maybe that's why you sought therapy, you know? I'll defend myself all day, shut up about me. Well, see, this is the thing, right? See that statement right there. I'll defend myself all day, shut up about me. Like, it's almost like like, you don't, it's almost like there's two people inside of you, Hank, saying literally the exact opposite things. He convinced you into thinking of him as a brother who Nocha? Dude, uh, Nocha never convinced me of anything, bro. Like, I mean, there's really nothing Nocha and I've ever talked about that, like, involved convincing. I mean, I convinced him to post shorts from like some of his videos to get more fucking, to get into the algorithm more. Mm. But yeah, no, not so, wow, you two are delusional.
What are we
Delusional.
delusional about? I'm
What, Hank?
curious.
What delusions are? I mean, I'm asking you, Hank. Like, are you, is attention attractive to you? Like, when, by whatever means. That's my question.
I've been curious about that myself.
I wouldn't be here if you two weren't yapping and my friends told your friend. Okay, that's interesting. You say your friends told you. Which friends of yours told you? Everybody, yeah. Now was it
Vinny
Vinny?
for sure. Yeah, probably Naomi. Probably true.
Interesting. Well, yo, Vinny, if you're still in chat, Vinny, let me ask you a question. Just, side thing, Vinny. How come? I mean, you did kind of, Vinny, you ducked that fade, after challenging me to chess. I'm 3-1 on here on YouTube. Um, but yeah, to that point, Hank, your impression streams with Vinny. Maybe I'm giving you a little bit too much heat. Let's talk about the future, Hank. Do you think that maybe Vinny and you might be launching a channel of your own?
That should totally happen.
Cheddarhead, that's supposed to happen tomorrow, but I'm gonna be on a fucking plane all day. So it's like maybe during my fucking layover, Bodak and I have been talking about that for a week. But anyway, Vinny, good eye, Naomi. You're quite the little Welsh brain. Naomi's adorable. Naomi also, Hank, Nate, just so you know, dude, Naomi's my age. Since you were worried about teenagers and shit, a little too much. Yo, Vinny, what's up, dude? Yo, Vinny, you ready to play chess in half an hour or some shit? Cause for fuck's sake, man, you're ducking the fade. Don't duck the fade. Me and Hank are so fucking polarizing. Hank, would you say that you and Vinny are polarizing? What's the in the granite situation? Unlike the in the granite situation, people were actually talking about me. See, there you go. Hank, I believe you've just exposed yourself. People were actually talking about me. I don't know what the fucking, let's
in any capacity, I'm here for it. People talking about me, I'm here for it.
Yeah, Hank, you just answered my question. And I mean, I think, we've gotten to the root of shit. But I don't know what the fucking in the granite situation is. You know what that is?
Yeah, Granite and No Chill were doing like a fight companion, and Hank was also there for some reason. And
Right.
Granite was like, "You were talking shit about me," and it was really funny.
Mm.
He called him. He said he would slap his father, and he also said that he should dye his hair blue. It was great. A lot of great quotes from that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, hey, do you remember the Ryzen stream? New Year's Eve with myself, No Chill, Good Noodle, On the Liver.
I heard he was just getting bullied the whole time.
Well, exactly. He would pop in and he'd be in mid sentence and No Chill would fucking fuck him off, right? And then he'd come back for more, you know, and then again and again and again. And Hank, you said that we were delusional, but I mean, I believe, it's common knowledge that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, right? So keep talking to your counselor, Idaho. Idaho, when Hank says keep talking to your counselor, who is he talking about?
He's talking about you.
Right. Okay. Hank, what's ironic is Chad, very good, Chad King. Thank you. Right on time. I was, the word, that's the exact word. What's ironic about that statement, Hank, is you're the one needing therapy for being bullied on Discord, bullied on YouTube, attacking people, crashing out, making a video singing Hamilton. I mean, and yet coming back and back and back and back.
Right.
What is, do you think that is healthy, Hank?
Right.
Is that going to make your parents proud? Is that going to make you fulfilled?
God damn it.
I mean,
Yeah, he says like me talking about him on other people's streams over and over again, despite no need to. No. They asked me. That's the difference.
yeah, I mean, Idaho, Idaho, I was streaming Hank earlier, and Idaho came into the chat, and there's some things that are fairly fresh, I think, right? So it's oh hey, by the way, that one, and he said, it'd be easier if I just came on stream. So I said, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And I know this has been covered sort of by No Chill and some others, but I just never caught the whole narrative. Keep smoking, smoke more. I will actually, just my last cigarette. Thanks for reminding me, bro. But like Idaho talks about me on other people's streams over and over, despite no need to. That you set up. Shut up. So Hank, like, why are you here though? You didn't have to come here. Why are you here? Why are you not hard at work making content, bro? You made an intro video for your own channel, right? And people, you talk about like your fans and everything, right? So why aren't you making any content? Why, why does what Idaho is doing matter? In the narrative of your life, noodle dominating Hank needs a finish. You're pathetic. I'm pathetic. I'm pathetic for accurately commentating on a live debate between you and Good Noodle. I don't see, I don't understand because I'm tired of people slandering.
Yeah, but like, where's the slander?
What? Yeah, what? I mean, Noodle, I'm sorry, Jesus, I'm sorry, Good Noodle. Hank, you just brought up something that was so during a live stream, right? That I set up, okay, where you and Good Noodle are debating each other, right? Good Noodle happened to be fucking owning you a bit. So, commentating live, I accurately said, I don't see how that makes anything pathetic because he has a personal history with me, dumbass. You were willing to do the same thing to him, though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, Chad King makes a very good point. Hank, I think you're trying to take a moral high ground now and,
Yeah,
I mean, with all the
it always results the same way. This is the same thing over and over again with him.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I just
whatever.
seeing it for myself and kind of it does kind of come full circle. Yeah.
He said I was literally doxxed by No Chill last week. What's the big deal? Shut up. Yeah, but like you said, we're slandering you. So like, where's the slander? Like,
Yeah,
what has anybody said about you that's not true?
slander implies something false. That's accurate. And also you were doxxed by No Chill. Hank, when did No Chill dox you? What do you define as doxing? Because I remember No Chill being very principled in saying that he was not even gonna talk about where you lived, even regionally. So, I mean, Naomi has an impartial question. Yes, Naomi, my Welsh swan. What is your question?
You're probably get a good 10, Chad King. I think.
So I think Vinny and Hank combined for 5 years. I did. So I was sent some of that impression stream, I guess, that Vinny and Hank did together. It was a single digit number, is what I remember. I mean, I have a pretty good fucking memory, but
Yeah, I'll
when you
check it out.
talk shit about me for almost an hour, you think everything you say is true. Well, I mean, Hank,
It is.
yeah, I don't, I don't really pick Idaho for a liar, bro. I mean, Naomi, you're Downey from Down. Which song from Hamilton was performed? Excellent question.
No, it was
Um,
Alexander Hamilton. It was like the rap song.
oh,
Yeah, it's very long too.
wait, Naomi, I think Naomi, being disillusioned with Australia on her way back to Wales. I think she deserves a little bit of happiness. I don't know
The
because it's
video,
my
by the
birthday.
way, officially has 183 views. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad, I guess. Yeah. So, does he end the video with the Hamilton song?
Yes.
Yes, he does. Excellent.
It's
Excellent.
so cringy.
Oh no, Hank, you took the video down.
No way.
No.
No way.
Hank, come on, Hank. Come on, bro.
That's
Come
funny.
on, Hank.
Now that's funny.
It's
Oh, he did.
Hank, now you have even less content on your channel. Like, I don't
God.
it's I
That's
don't know why you
awesome.
do it to
That's
yourself.
awesome. That's awesome.
Kid, I don't know why you do it to yourself.
It's his most viewed
Like,
video ever.
your most viewed video ever, Hank. and you just destroyed it. You just threw it into the abyss when it was about to get play on my channel. Okay, I'm approaching 80,000 subscribers. That's a big deal for you, and you know, for fuck's sake, Hank. Like, I mean,
that's awesome.
like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I mean, Hank, cry about it. Hank, be honest, Hank, are you crying right now?
So I didn't give the assholes what they wanted. No, you already did when you made that video and kept it up for a month.
Hank, you handed No Chill like a fucking, you know, like
Gold
a
mine
laugh,
of memeing.
a fucking huge laugh, an ego boost when you made that video. So you did exactly that. You gave him what he wanted. You proved to him that he could manipulate you despite being younger than you, which, you know, I mean, that, you know, that's a bit shameful on your end. You know, if I were in that position, I would feel clowned a bit. But more importantly, dude, like, I have to ask again, dude. You have not addressed this. Why no content on your channel with nothing MMA related? You know, you made an intro video for your new channel, introducing it. You know, and there's nothing, dude. Nothing there. Not even the fucking Idaho hit piece with, you know, Hamilton at the end, which was, you know, I mean, that was your most goated fucking piece of content, and you just took it down.
Oh, I can pull it up if you want.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Got you.
Yeah. See, that Hank, that's how you create. That's how you create content. That's how you know, preserving things. Go ahead.
Yes, for the interview.
Oh, there we go. This is me and No Chill reacting to it.
Well,
it's still up on No Chill's channel, thankfully.
oh, excellent.
Oh, I just gotta find it real quick.
Oh, if only No Chill hadn't deleted that memo of Vinny stream before.
Who's just some on my corpse. This is my last message you're hearing from me before Sunday's stream.
What do you think his last message is?
Oh yeah, this stream. All right, Naomi, are you still there?
They placed him in
There you
charter,
go.
trading charter, and every day while slaves were being slaughtered and carted away across the waves, he struggled and kept his guard up. Inside, he was longing for something to be a part of. The brother was ready to beg, he'll borrow or barter. Then a hurricane came and devastation reigned. A man saw his future dripping it down the drain. With a pencil to his temple, connected it to his brain, and he wrote his verse, his refrain, a testament to his pain. Well, the word got around. They said, this kid is insane, man. Took the book collection just to send it to the mainland. Get your education. Don't forget from what you came. And the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?
Alright.
But there's a million things I haven't done. But just you wait. Just you wait. When he was 10, his father split full of it. Oh my God, he's gonna do all this. Alex and his mother bedridden, dead, sitting in their own sick descent thick. And Alex got better, but his mother went quick. Moved in with the cousin committed suicide. Left him with nothing but ruined pride. Something new inside a voice saying, Alex, you gotta fend for yourself. He started treating and reading. Every treatise is on the shelf. Would have been nothing left to do for someone less astute. He would have been dead or destitute without a cent of restitution. Started working for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane and rum and all the things he can't afford, scamming for every foot that he could get his hands on. Planning for the future.
Wow, that was
it keeps going.
He stands on the bow of the ship, headed for a new land. In New York, you can be a new man. New York.
Wow, New York, I'm going there.
In New York, you can be a steward. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, just you wait. Alexander Hamilton, waiting in the wings. Back down, you never had to take your time. Ooh, Alexander Hamilton. America sings for you. Will they know what you overcame? Will they know you rewrote the game? The world will never be the same. The ship is in the harbor. Now see if you can spot.
The song is so long.
Immigrants coming
Ooh.
up from the
How
bottom.
long is this going on for? How long is
This is this
I've
is.
never heard the whole song.
with him.
I
Me,
mean,
I died for him. Me, I trusted him. Me, I loved him. And me, I'm the damn fool that shot him. There's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait. What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
Bam.
that's it's.
Vinny says, "I think it's funny. Isn't that the point of? Or am I hallucinating? No, it's hilarious. It's beyond funny."
Naomi says she has no more questions. See, it's almost like I have no questions and every fucking question at the same time. Hank, what? Like, it like, dude, real talk, bro. Like, how the fuck do you? I mean, like, you're not genuinely retarded, right? Like, you're not you don't have like some fucking social disorder. Like, you're just kind of like an overprivileged kid. Like, how the fuck did you let somebody? I mean, I'm not even gonna say that like you did that. You did that. Like, you made a fucking conscious decision. You're a like, you came in here and said you guys are grown men to us, to me in Idaho, right? Now, you yourself are a grown man as well. I don't know if you know this or not. Like, 24 years old, that's a fucking grown man, bro. At 24 years old, I fucking bro, I was I didn't live with my parents in fucking like what, the fucking 6 years or some shit. Like, I mean, when did you move out of your parents' house, bro?
19.
19, right. Now, this is the thing, Hank. Like, I mean, it's not just that you live with your parents. It's not just that, you became consumed with MMA YouTube to the point where, pressure from your parents to get a job, made you tell Idaho that, like, your first donation was going to be presented as evidence to them of you making money off of MMA YouTube. It's not that. It's, it's something self-destructive about you, like you seek attention. It seems like you seek attention, even if that involves self-humiliation. I mean, don't you think that that is a problem? I mean, are you in therapy? I mean, right now?
Should be.
Have you talked to your therapist? Well, yeah, I mean, and I know you said that that he did tell you he was going to therapy for being bullied on Discord, bullied on YouTube.
At least that's
Once
what he
again,
told me.
Hank,
That's what he told me.
right. Hank,
By the way,
what are
after
your
he's
thoughts?
saying that, and we let him, no chill, let him on his stream of us reacting to it. This is his face. He look at he's like, bro, he like, that's the face of like, I got this motherfucker with this, man. I made a real hit.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, at first I thought he was like, yeah, I thought that was love in the expression, but as soon as you said, I saw what you meant. Yeah,
It's like
very
the smug,
self-satisfied.
like, dude, I fucking bodied
Yeah,
him just now.
almost like a smirk. Like, yeah, very Clockwork Orange energy. Idaho would talk shit about me all day if he could. Well, he could. No, Hank. This is the problem with like, I mean, saying something like that, right? He wouldn't do that because he could do that if he wanted to. If he wanted to, for some fucking reason that he wouldn't. Okay, he could talk shit about you all day to whoever the fuck he wanted to. Instead, okay, this dude's like, he's traveling around, he skates, he does other shit, man. Like,
Well,
there's
and
nothing. Go ahead.
even on this stream, like, would you say that this whole time I've just been talking shit about Hank?
No. This has been very like it's basically I've straight up just asked you about
Right.
how the narrative of events played out, Hank. I think Hank that you're a little bit self-obsessed. I think that if your name gets brought up, you appear out of nowhere, okay, and you start to
Ugh.
attack people. I mean,
Well, and like me even talking to Giuliano right now is a consequence of you making that video. Like that's why people have asked me, like, dude, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, oh yeah, like this is what happened.
And like I only know Idaho, and now it's like like I like Idaho. He's cool. Like in the future, like we might find each other on the same streams and shit. If you're in LA, hit me up, dude.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that kind of thing. But like Hank, this is the thing, right? Like people only are like at the end of the day, Hank, no one gives a like none of us give a fuck. No show doesn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Idaho has expressed on this very stream how little he gave a fuck the whole time about things that you that you not only cared so much about, but you experienced peak emotional fucking exchanges like where you're calling him and apologizing for for crashing out and attacking him and people in chat. Like, I mean, Hank, your mental health is in question a bit, but really what's really in question and what I keep trying to ask you and I can't get a fucking straight answer out of you because all you're doing is insulting us. Um, are you attracted to attention, whether it's positive or negative? Can you be honest about that? Then, like, Hank, move on with my life, dude. Like, this stream is gonna go, like, maybe at the most, like, 10, 15 more minutes, and then I gotta pack, and I'm flying to New York tomorrow, right? To see a girl and see
The
friends.
definition of moving
and,
on with his life.
like, literally, my life
nothing
to
to
roll
move on
forward.
from.
There's not, Hank. Like this isn't a fucking like, this isn't a stop on the road of life for me, dude. Like I don't know, what you mean move on with my life. Fuck your question. See, okay,
And
right
then he
there. He goes,
answers it.
fuck your question, and then he answers it. Okay. And he answers it with a lie too, because of course, Hank, you're not attracted to negative attention. Then
What are you
why
doing
would
here?
you? Then what are you doing? Yeah, exactly. What are you doing here? What were you doing in Discord? Why did you stay? Like, how many? Hank, did you ever see me in Discord? I was never there. Okay. And is that because Is that because what? Like, what do you think that? Because I can't work the technology or some shit? Like, I mean, no, it's because I fucking. It's because I'm worried about getting bullied. No, fuck no. It's because I don't have time for Discord and YouTube and everything. I have a life, Hank. Like, and Idaho was saying before that you're trying to do live fight companions. You're calling him and everything. When he's on vacation with his family, he's doing other shit. Like, so once again, it's just, you're projecting now on top of attacking us, on top of saying things that contradict literally like in one sentence now, like one comment contradicts the next. I mean, I don't know, like, I don't, it's like I'd like to send you off with something.
I mean, look, this is what happened to Hank. Like he grew up with a lot of like his parents had a lot of money, only child, so like he never had like an older brother to like or like a somebody older like male in his life to like give him shit and like joke around with him. So it's just like it's like normal way people interact with each other doesn't click to him. Like even now, like we're not saying shit in a mean-hearted way. Like we're just genuinely like trying to find out why somebody would let themselves be bullied for so long.
It
And
gets really
it's
right.
not getting through to him. He's like, "You guys are just jerks. You guys are just talking shit about me." It's like, all right, dude. Like, this is like shit that I've dealt with for a year, and this is why I decided to stop doing a show with the guy and it's just it's like I'm over it.
Right.
I'm over it. So that's why I don't do a stream with him anymore. But if people ask me about it, I'm just gonna tell them, and I will keep the
exactly.
very funny clips that I have of him around. Because
Of
it's very
course,
funny.
I mean, as you should, because if somebody like I mean, I learned something. I wasn't like up to speed on all this shit, but I was it's something that I was curious about. But Vinny, see, it's interesting that Vinny actually has good advice for Hank. He says the send off, Hank get better friends. Now, Hank, that's good advice. I mean, as Idaho said, it's like, you refer to people as your friends that were just people in chat. He himself said that like you guys were never friends. So, I mean, maybe take, just the word better doesn't even need to be there. Like, I
Get
mean,
any
just get,
friends.
like, IRL, as the kids say, you should maybe find some people to fucking spend time with. And not spend so much time online. Is that possible? Could that maybe benefit you, Hank?
Also, I like how he says I did nothing within the wording here is interesting. I did nothing within the last 2 weeks to provoke this. Like, okay, but the week before that, you made a whole video exposing me. So, and then also he showed up on No Chill's channel. Like No Chill called him and he answered, and just, like gets
No,
bullied more. It's like,
and
fucking
see, Hank,
dude.
I commentated. Matua and I both did, commentary on that on when you called into No Chill's channel. I mean, I was there.
Great content.
I was there. I was, No Chill, like, good kid that he is. He, he actually DM'd me the fucking link to like while that was going on, because he maybe wanted my accurate commentary along with Matua, because I mean, but Hank, you're not answering the question once again. I asked you, like, do you think that maybe developing a social life, okay, where you might be able to go hang out with, go do something, go out, you're 24 years old, bro. You could go to a fucking bar, bro. Just go to a fucking bar, go play pool, go fucking anything, dude. I mean, for fuck's sake, download a dating app. I don't know, like, whatever the fuck, right? Like anything but fucking just being like, borderline incel addicted to the fucking internet, man. It's just like it's not like, I mean, real talk, bro. Like
He's saying that
you have
I'm
to,
justifying my asshole behavior to him. It's like,
it doesn't need justification, Hank. This is
but
what
the way
happens on the internet.
it's like,
Go ahead.
this is
Go ahead.
why I stopped doing a channel with you, dude. Like, because I didn't want to be an asshole to you anymore. Also, he said I never apologized for anything. I have apologized immensely for starting you on MMA YouTube for you to get bullied even more. So, and I created the monster known as Hank the Tank. That is my fault.
Did you though? I mean, I thought you said that, like, I mean, because in the beginning you were saying that Idaho, or I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You were
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that Hank, not Idaho, Hank, approached you, I think,
No,
right? And
no.
okay.
No, I'm the
Okay.
one that I was like, hey, like we were making pics together on my homie Big Red stream, and I was like, hey, you want to
Oh yeah,
do a
yeah.
channel
Okay,
together?
right.
And he was like, yeah. Big ups to Skatestard for giving everyone Hank the Rank. You're welcome, but I am also very sorry.
I mean, see, I don't think you have to be sorry, man. I think that I think that it was, I think it's as simple as, I mean, Hank, Hank, you just like you bring everything on yourself, literally
Yeah.
everything. There's
He says go all the way, fully separate yourself from me. What is this like? What is this wording? Instead
Hank,
of dedicating your time to me. No, when people ask me about it, I'm gonna tell them because it's very funny, and also the context is important.
yeah, it is, Hank. It is because, I mean, Hank, see, when you say separate him, you're telling Idaho to
Like,
separate
what the
himself from you.
fuck?
Like the
Ugh.
problem, Hank. The problem, Hank, is when you tell them to separate yourself from you. I mean, what about people who maybe looked at came across you guys' channel when you both did a show together and all that, right? And they only remember Idaho being associated with you, so he has what I'll call that stain on him, right? Is maybe establishing himself on his own channel might require a bit of disassociation. Therefore, obviously in that context, you might come up.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a
These
good
are
point. It's
all,
like people are asking me about it on my live streams, like specifically not in the AM, bro. And I'll tell
yeah,
them. So yeah, it's gonna take some time to for people to stop asking me about the fucking meme factory and lol cow. I think was the phrase that Nocho used. That is Hank the
yeah,
Tank.
right. A lol cow, if I'm correct, is someone who essentially doesn't realize that they aren't in on the joke. They are in fact the center or butt of the joke themselves. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Hank, would you say that you're a lol cow? Showing clips of me is disassociation. Well, Hank, the thing is, like, yes,
Don't give a fuck
yes,
if the decision's right.
because showing. Go ahead, Idaho. I'm sorry.
You're good. I just wanted to show him.
I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck if the decision's rigged. God, I hate this fucking sport.
Damn. You hate the sport, Hank. Is that why you haven't made any content?
Just because
Did you hate
get
the
more
sport?
picks right doesn't mean you're better.
This one's good.
Easy.
Okay.
Just because you get more picks right doesn't mean you're better at predictions than me.
Well, actually, Hank, that's literally what that. If someone gets more picks right, okay, consistently than you, all right, that does make them better at predict. One card, two cards, three cards. Then somebody might be on a streak, right? But dude, at the beginning of this year, I was in New York. I was going through some shit, right? I had a shitty run of accuracy ratio, on picks. I got back to LA. I got my shit together, right? I placed in the top 5 on picks. It's how it goes, right? Like, now my question about that clip, by the way, Idaho, is did you like flex and tell Hank that you were better than him at picks?
There was a stream we did. I think I was up like event wise, like I think it was like 12-7 on the year,
Mm.
and he had to eat ghost peppers on stream
Oh yeah.
because he
I think
lost.
Chrissy actually DM'd me that, and I looked at it, the thumbnail. And I was
Yeah,
just
but outside of that, like, no, it's not that deep. Like, I don't give a fuck.
right.
If he was
Yeah.
better,
So
if he was doing better than me, I would just be like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
yeah, MMA Cam Hassel, Cameron, our own Cameron from Australia. Hank focusing on the negative all the time. Haven't seen you reply once to Vinny when he's been sticking up for you this whole time. That's true, Hank. You have not interacted with Vinny once in the chat. Okay. I had to read his comment, where he was offering you excellent life advice. All right. You're not, Hank, you're not being open-minded. You're not, you just, you're closed off to love. You're closed off to guidance. Okay. And you're full of hate. And how do you expect to grow, Hank? Is my question. How do you expect to grow?
Poor guy.
That's why I stopped talking to you, Giuliano, and removed Idaho's contact completely, doing a better job at disassociating them, both of you. Okay. So, Hank, I didn't even notice that you stopped talking to me. Okay. I didn't notice that. All right. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that I didn't notice that. That's not something I focused on. Okay. That is so like the fact that you put like that you exerted mental energy in stopping talking to me. I'm gonna stop talking to
That's so
Giuliano.
funny.
Okay. And you removed Idaho's contact completely, which you phrase it that way and it sounds like a fucking endeavor, like you had to move a fucking body that you buried. You spent all day digging in the actual earth. Like so you turn on your phone, which was probably already on actually. You went to your contacts, you went to Idaho, you fucking pressed the delete button. All right? Like, great job at disassociating, dude. Really. Like, what are you fucking talking about, Hank? Come on. Look, it's his clips ties to actual streams, distorting actual replay. Remember how you crash out on me? Hank, now you're lying. You're lying, Hank, that when did I crash out on pigs? Hank,
Like
what
I
are
said,
you
he
talking
has
about?
to. He says we're lying on him. Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you, Hank.
Yeah, really, to quote Kendrick. Yeah, but what's up, Mila? Wow, this
Holy
shit comes full
shit!
circle. Oh my
Wow.
god, what a stream, dude!
Wow.
Dude, holy shit, I might miss my fucking flight. No, I won't. If I do, it'll be because, like, I have plenty of time after this stream, and I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah,
So.
that's some shit, man.
Yeah, yo, Mila. So, what's your? I mean, this is a side question, just Mila, real quick. Like, how do you, I mean, I don't want to go down this road because apparently it was like super high IQ, by which I mean low IQ. And then no chill sent me a voice note. I was out and like, he sent me a voice note going like, dude, I'm just so fucking done with MMA, like drama and everything. Like I didn't know what he was talking about. And then I was made aware of the Vinny and Douglas memo stream, which he made members only and then cut out of his, he
I
cut
watched it.
everything.
It was very terrible. But Mila, you were brought up plenty in that stream.
Yeah, Mila, what's up? Like, oh, okay, so Vinny's saying Mila ass. I don't know what the fuck. All right. I'm glad I'm wasting both of you assholes' time. Hank, this is the thing, bro. Like, I mean, I enjoy talking to Idaho, right? I was live streaming, okay? In a little bit, I'm gonna have to stop so I can pack, okay? Do my laundry, get ready for my flight. All right. You are not like, I don't know how to explain this to you, Hank. It's like nothing you do in your existence as a whole is of no consequence to me, bro. It's not, I mean, why are you taking it to this place? I'm trying to help you. I mean, Hank, there's a saying like that certain people always hurt the ones they love. I mean, you called Idaho your ex-partner, etc.
And here's
I
perfect time
mean,
for this.
go ahead.
Idaho, I loved you.
You loved him.
Oh my god, dude! It's so great.
Hank, you loved him, and that's how this is how you treat him. It's just,
What a guy! What a guy!
yeah, Hank. I mean, you'd help me by ending the stream right now. But this stream is almost like an actual intervention stream. See,
You've successfully turned this into one, Hank.
yeah, Hank, you never mentioning me again. I mean, that's more than likely gonna happen, bro, unless somebody brings you up and you get bullied, and then you'll appear and exacerbate that and the whole fucking roller coaster all over again. But what you're not realizing, Hank, is that everybody involved, okay, once that's over, they continue with what they're doing with their lives, their relationships, their friendships, etc., their activities, their sex lives, even. Which brings me to Nelson's point, you know, which I mean, Nelson's sort of overall point. I mean, the summation of, I have to say, which is, you know, like, it sounds shallow, Hank, to bring up your virginity, right? But the thing is about that, right? You can glean oftentimes a lot about somebody by looking at their sex life. Not always, okay? I'm not saying someone should jump to that, but certain things can be telling. Now, if you're a virgin and you're 24 years old, in the United States, all right, where, everybody grows up, around people their own age, etc., right? there are certain questions, right? Like, what does this person do with their time? Like, now I'd understand, bro, if you grew up like super working class, or if you were abused, or yeah,
God
if
damn.
you're like,
God damn.
something like that, bro. But like, even yeah, but you're drawn towards the internet, and I guess I don't know, I heard something about him working in a museum or some shit, but that's not
What, this
that's not
guy's a
what
fucking
you're gonna do.
docent?
No, that's like his aspiration or something.
He wants to work at a museum.
Or yeah, something, yeah, some history shit. I don't know, but like,
We should build the Hank the Tank being trolled museum.
oh, I remember actually. No, there was one time, it was a while ago, and I think this is like, like he, Hank, was like DMing me, and I asked him straight up. I'm like, bro, like, yeah, I think it was after Noodle like buried him fucking alive and called him a virgin, and just went into how he doesn't work and everything, and like,
Right.
and by the way, which started because Hank, said that he had more life experience, some shit like that, and
That's hilarious.
and Good Noodle, who's also who's 6 years
That's
younger,
That's funny.
or no, 5 years younger. I'm sorry, 5 years younger as well, right? But works for a living, busts his ass in a fucking tire shop, supports himself and his girlfriend. Okay, like, didn't have it the best growing up, right? And yet here's Hank telling him he knows more about life, right? So that starts a whole, like, once again, Hank bringing, the shit on himself, right? So after that, I'm thinking, all right, like, let me get into this kid's psychology a little bit, and maybe not like no chill, or just to bully you, Hank. I actually wanted to understand. So I asked you, I'm like,
It
yo,
really is
so
fascinating.
yeah, I mean, it's, I mean, and yeah, like, is there a little bit of like, sort of like, malicious curiosity on my end? Yeah, guilty, Hank. I'm guilty. All right. But also, Hank, I didn't do anything to you. All I did was ask you, right? I asked you, and this is privately, right? And I didn't like expose this or anything like that, right? I asked you, Hank, if are there any girls that you like? Are there any girls that you're into? Like, anything like that. And she said something about how, they were unapproachable, or they're all in relationships, and blah, blah, blah. But what got me was that he said he goes, something to the effect of like, I think I want to wait till I have a career to. So, Hank, the problem with waiting till you have a career to lose your virginity is that, I mean, there's so many fucking problems. It's not okay. Like, Hank, losing your virginity is not getting married, bro. It's not like, all right, like, I gotta have like a stable income. I gotta get to this point before I'm ready for marriage and children. You know, that I would very much understand, right? Like, that's in my own life, right? But it almost seems, Hank, like you've just sort of like suspended actual reality, including a social life and a sex life, but also, also things like a career, even like you were talking about, you know, um, and consumed yourself with the internet and MMA, YouTube, like an escapist and a narcissist. And, it's almost like you're doing anything you can to not actually be thrown into the real world, you know? Pack your bags and take your flight, you pick. I mean, Hank, don't tell me what to do. Like, I mean, I already said I was gonna do that, bro. I'm like, I mean, I'm on track, bro. Like, what the? Vinny should take Hank's virginity.
That's awesome.
That's an interesting point, Melson, or suggestion, rather. Yeah, Nokia, things, like an opportunity for, an interview of sorts with Idaho was presented. So yeah, I am still alive.
All right, Giuliano, I'm gonna hop out.
All right, nice.
Hank,
Yeah, actually, perfect timing.
you take care of yourself, buddy.
Yeah, Hank, I hope you find peace, man. Take it easy.